Hey, Film Vault. Oh no, disaster. Welcome to Film Vault, everyone. That's Anderson. I'm Brian Bishop, your host for today. Top 5 M. Night Shyamalan films in honor.
Shyamalan
films in honor of his new film Trap, which is in theaters now, which has been seen by us, which will be Flickfest. After we reminisce, we bask in the glow, Anderson, the warm afterglow of our live show.
Live show went
so great.
Went very well, and it was just such a good time hanging out with everybody and seeing so many familiar names and put faces to them and
so many
old faces. And I could have gone on. I could have had that happen 2 or 3 days in a row, just because there were so many people I would have liked to talk more to about movies and about it's just life, and hear more about them and see like friends that I haven't seen too long, like Eric Holmes. God, I wish that guy lived closer. I love that dude.
Everyone was very nice. The VIP room, the backstage green room, was packed. It
Poppin'.
was a full house back there.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. Thank you very much to everybody who came out. Thank you for liking our little show. Thank you for liking it enough to fly out. We had people flying out.
No kidding.
From all corners of the
Jacksonville, Florida represented. New Orleans, Louisiana represented. Washington, D.C. was there.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yes. A few people from Colorado.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My boy Pierce was there. Yeah. So no one from out of the country though. What's the matter with you international travelers? Where were you?
Mitch, I blame you.
Favorite part of the show, Brian, and least favorite.
Oh my God!
What was your flower? What was your bud and your thorn?
I got a few good laughs. No, here's how well it went. Even Christian, my wife, attended and said that was really well run. I'm like, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. It was a seamless evening. People were. The Q&A at the end was great. People had questions and wanted to interact with the show. It was great talking to everyone and meeting everyone. I feel like I said hello at least to everyone in the green room at the backstage VIP area. I had extended conversations with some of you. Sorry I didn't make it around to every single person for a longer talk.
You were hiding in the back at one point.
It was hot in there.
You were hiding towards the back.
It was cool in the back.
Yeah.
I was having a nice little sit-down talk with a couple of people. And even with the name tags, by the way, footnote, shout out to Florence and the Goose for volunteering their time to check everyone in, be the unofficial greeters.
Name tags were huge, too. I think we brought it up as a joke, and Florence was like, I can facilitate that. And I'm like, the name tags.
Oh, yeah.
Great idea. Love that idea.
Even with the name tags, I found myself going, Eric Holmes?
Honestly, Alex, I was talking to Alex throughout most of the night. He hung out afterwards. I hung out for probably, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Shut the place down, essentially. We all finally left.
Oh, I saw Florence. You guys were getting after it. I went, Daddy drove. I gotta leave or I'm not going to.
That's why you got to Uber there.
I know.
But Florence and I hung out with some of the stragglers who wanted to hang out and talk some shit. And it was just the most relaxed, enjoyable, fun. Like we had those two little couches, those round couches in the middle of the lobby, and we all sat there perfectly. Like there wasn't anyone squeezed out. It was like just the right amount of people. It all just went well. I was using my my luggage that I had with me as to hold my beer, and we were all just shooting the shit and talking. I didn't realize that Alex, who I was talking to all night, was fucking Alex Simpson, who I email back and forth with all the time. Didn't realize it until I woke up at 4 a.m. that night. Because it's the first time I've done a live show in a while, right? And this would happen often. So I just don't remember it happening because it's been a while since it's happened. But I woke up at 4 a.m. Yes, with lots of regret and lots of oh no, did I thank Drake? Did I thank Drake from the stage? Oh no, did I do this? Oh no, did I say too much of that? You know what I really got fixated on? My least favorite part of the show. We'll talk about it in a minute, I guess.
Brian?
Perhaps be Brian, yeah. But, so I didn't even realize that the Alex that I was talking to all night was Alex Simpson. God damn it, I'm stupid. He's the guy that was from Jackson, Florida.
Yeah.
Drake, without Drake being there, without Drake having his knowledge and bringing his laptop, we would not have been able to show clips.
We'd be fucked.
Absolutely saved the day.
Rand was huge.
Rand was awesome.
Avery was such a help.
Mike Cole was great.
Saying you were huge.
The Goose, which you already mentioned, and Greg Strzobowski was there. There's so many of my favorite people. Mike Carano, Brianne Chandler showed up.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Logan Moy was there. We got both of them up on stage.
A big announcement from Logan.
Big announcement.
Has the episode dropped?
So it's weird. So if you're at the $10 or above level, you get access to everything that we've done, all the watch-alongs up to this point, as well as the live show. However, YouTube, of course, flagged it because they didn't like that we weren't even showing the clips beyond the fact that they were just on the screen, and most of them are fairly obscure, except for some of yours, Brad.
It feels like we were commenting on them that fall under.
I know
fair
it is
use.
fairly used, but I mean, it's an AI, it's an algorithm, it's a program that just flags something, right? And if there is any subject that's up there that has probably paid the right amount to make sure that there's watchdogs, making sure their stuff doesn't hit YouTube, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we have a link to the full file. You can do whatever you like with it on my Google Drive. So I shared that, and I'm doing a workaround, and I'm trying to figure out which clip they're really having problems with, and I'll cut that. I'm still trying to figure that out. And
Yeah, it's difficult to say.
but yeah, and on my Patreon page, I go to it, and it plays beautifully. So, but I can see that no one's watched it in 2 days. So they did copyright flag it. But yeah, there is a link right there to the Google Drive, which will get you the file. You can download it. You can watch it on your computer. You can do whatever you like with it. The show starts, I don't know, there's like a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour of just pre-show stuff.
And
that
it is
Drake-
That was
good.
great.
It's a Film Vault custom version of the stuff they used to show before movies, where you got trivia in there, where you got little interstitials.
I still haven't seen that, so I need to.
It's quite good.
Yeah, he sent that to me just today. I got
the
it.
Nicole Kidman video was
That is great.
really something.
Who made that?
Drake.
King
Drake made the Nicole Kidman thing.
He
too,
made
or
it,
he-
yeah.
used AI, yeah.
Pretty
And
good.
one of my favorite lines from that is, I think it was, somehow smug feels good in a place like this.
Pretty good.
I don't remember Nicole Kidman saying that.
So yeah, the show was good. The
real
show,
version.
it was a whole lot of fun, and I wish that I could hang out even longer. But I wish the night went on longer because there's so many.
Did
There's
you shut
a
the
number of
place
people?
down?
No, but we all decided like enough's enough. It's probably time to like call it quits.
Oh, did you enjoy more of the beers that we had provided?
I grabbed a couple before you left, and then I had a couple more. So I had a total of 6 beers from 3:30 until whatever time. And I got home and I didn't drink anything, and I woke up hungover.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
from
Good
those-
Well, you're drinking IPAs.
Well, speaking of the beers, let me just say what shocked me. First of all, beers provided by Pizza Port. Thank you, Pizza Port, one of the best breweries in all the state of California. What surprised me was they gifted us 5 cases of beer, and those are 16 ounces too. So
Yep.
I'm like, we're never going to go through all this. Even with 90 minutes and all these people, we did 4 cases out of the
Wow.
5. Yeah, I was surprised.
People
Drinking
were
crowd.
thirsty.
Yeah.
People were. It felt like people were leaving to get more.
Yeah, and they made the announcement. Smart Anderson's like, "Hey, show starts in 5 minutes. Grab a beer and head to the theater."
Yeah, why not, right? And I took 2 down there, and somebody stole one. Yeah, I put them in the back, and then I realized I had to go grab. Anyways, thanks to Tom from TCL. That's where it all began. Tom is he's a tried and true listener of the program as well as the After Disaster, and he reached out to us a number of years ago and said, "Hey, if you ever have an event you want to do at the old, you might have heard of this place. It's called the Chinese Theater, the TCL Chinese Theater. We can arrange something." And I think I've done 3 things there now, maybe 4.
Yeah, 2 film vaults and whatever
And
else.
groupers, and I think that's it. But yeah, and thank you to Matthew. Anyways, so let's get to the best part of the show before we move on to the regular program,
What
because
is
we're
that
right
sound?
back
Is that
at
a
it.
dog?
That's your daughter. She's rifling through these snacks, if you must know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To go from the Chinese theaters to your kitchen is just a slap
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
really
face.
getting the bends. Yeah.
Slap in the face,
Going
Brian.
high to low.
Favorite part of the program, least favorite part. Oh, and I also the lucky winner
That was great.
of the 98-inch TCL television, top of the line.
Does he even know? Was he watching live?
I sent him a message saying, "I need your number. I got to talk to you." His name, and I don't know how to say his last name after all these years. I've met this man. I've talked to him. I've been
Bishop.
going back and forth emails with this man for years. He gives me the business, but then he'll turn around and be like, "You know what? I gave you the business a little bit too much." He's a good guy. I like this Curtis.
Little push-pull.
I like this Curtis Helms. Hi, Helms. We hear from him all the time on the Fanfliction. He is the winner. He is the only person who was kind enough and smart enough to buy a ticket to support, but wasn't able to attend.
Unless you think this is some home cooking, we did the live roulette wheel right there on the screen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was the only one who had the list, but it landed on 3 of all the people that we had that were eligible. It landed on 3, and I'm like, who's it going to be? And I was really excited. I'm happy Curtis won, but I also felt huge letdown that if half the list was made up of people who just wanted to like support and be part of the lottery, that's one thing. One guy?
Yeah.
But that's great. That's who should win it. He couldn't make it out, and he
That's actually
spent his money for
That's
no
not
reason.
true. Kyle was weighted actually because Kyle Carker gave us. He bought a number of tickets, so he was towards the bottom though. Like he bought late, and he had a whole bunch that were like towards the bottom of the list. Either way, there was only 2 people who had bought tickets who weren't there: Curtis and Kyle. So Curtis Helms, congratulations on a very expensive large TV that will be getting sent your way soon.
No responsibility.
Information. Look at Brian. I'm off the hook. I have nothing to do with this now.
I'm involved in this whole affair. So what was uncomfortable for you?
I'll tell you, my favorite part was Brian stayed on the mic the entire live show.
I really did.
He really did, yes. I don't know how you did that.
I'm already failing at this.
Favorite part was just nothing. Like at one point, it looked like we weren't going to be able to show clips because my computer was failing so badly. And that was on me. I last minute decided to bring a computer that I had not tested, thinking that it would work just as well as when I tested.
That was a wild decision.
I know. Oh, I'm well aware. And thank God for Drake. He's like, oh, I did bring my Mac, so let's see how this works.
You also thought Brian would prep all of his clips on his own without
part of that is
contact.
Me being passive aggressive. I was like working really hard to get good clips, and I'm like, is Brian just going to do this, or is he's not asking for help, so he's on his own?
Why? So what?
Because you thought you were just like you found some really shitty like slow like small res clips from big movies that looked like absolute ass.
What are you gonna do?
Bake them good, find good ones.
It was fun.
I mean, I was finding like
do you think the audience
4K.
enjoyed it any less?
Yes.
No.
I heard quite a bit about the 3 back-to-back snow scenes that you showed with the same character.
That was fun.
It was? There was 3.
There was 2.
Do you remember this announcement? Would you all like to see the second half of that clip?
That was the Scorpion King.
Oh, it was?
It was.
Oh.
I know, because I had to cut that together.
Of snow.
And as I went, really? We're doing 2 parts? Only Brian would have a part 1 and part 2.
I had a lot of fun researching that one. That was a very good time. And I think the clips paid off. I think that people all enjoyed the clips.
I think so. And in case you were going to see my bonus clip thinking there's more B-movie fun in store, do not watch that pile of shit film. Do not watch.
Oh, to go watch what?
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
That was one of my regrets. Is I didn't have more questions about that movie. Like he just breached up to 30,000 feet.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie. That's the only interesting or redeeming clip in the entire thing.
I'm getting married in 2 days. That was from the clip. This must be awful for anyone who like is kind of like a casual listener, and they're like these fucking guys.
Well, they should come to the show.
They're casual listeners. They have no interest. My other least favorite part of the show.
Yes.
Well, we didn't have much back and forth. You and I. We were playing to the audience quite a bit. It's pretty much like here's the clip. We're talking. We didn't really talk. You and I didn't do a whole lot of talking. I kind of enjoyed that part actually.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
When we were taking questions from the audience, and my buddy, my friend and yours, Greg Serzavasti,
nice guy
from Cinematics fame, he and Eric Holmes and Bruce do Cinematics. Great show. You should listen to it. Cinematics. He asked the question, hey, Brian Anderson, here's my question. Say something that you like the most about the other person, right? That was his question?
I had no problem coming up with multiple examples.
Brian's admitting, we did an entire top 5, so I've had time to actually prep and do research. Like from a couple years ago when we did this as a topic, top 5 best things about your co-host. I felt like Bradley Whitford and Billy Madison up there trying to talk about
business ethics.
Business ethics. I really did. And I had the pressure of your wife being there too, which really fucked me up.
Sputtering and then a gun.
I was so sputtering and I was looking for I wish I had some kind of weapon to just end this. I was so uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, well, I think that he's, Brian's the thing about Brian. And I could just feel Christy staring at me going, come on, Anderson, what's it going to be?
Burning a hole in your soul.
Oh my God, I was uncomfortable. And I love you. You know that.
It didn't show.
No, it didn't. That was my least favorite part of the show. I woke up sweating at 4 a.m. I can show you my Fitbit. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep until 5:30.
That's the beer.
It's not. I drink beer and wine all the time. It was the show. It was regret. It was like, God, I hope I didn't make anyone feel bad.
Yeah, you think anyone noticed that?
No. Except for everyone watching.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my answer.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember what your answer is. I just.
It was very.
It was quite enjoyable. I actually liked it quite a bit.
It was. It's hard to put into words the way that I feel about you. It really seriously is. Right. So often, like you will come up around the house, or I'll get off the phone with you, and Jillian will just say, you love that man. I'm like, I do. You're right. Why?
It's funny because I was just looking at footage from the documentary. Editor made a rough cut of a certain segment, and certain people are saying such nice things about me, how nice I am, and how sad it was.
That's our bit.
And then here's Anderson. Brian kind of is lazy. He acts loose, so he doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, that's all apt.
Is that necessary to say?
I mean, that's kind of like you're defining. That's how you identify.
How is that relevant to a cancer documentary?
Because I was saying that like you're almost lucky that you got the cancer because now you can lean into that more. I think did he cut that part out?
Yeah.
Oh no. I was getting a little choked up at sometimes.
Oh, that'll make it in.
Listen.
Speaking of which, there's some footage I want you guys to see.
I was talking to a rant a couple days ago on the phone, and Jillian was in the other room, and then she comes in when the phone goes over. She's like, "Who are you just talking to?" I'm like, "Oh, I was Rand," and she goes, "Oh, I thought it was Brian because it was all like movie related and about the live show, but you were being way too nice." So I'm like, "Who is this? Who's?" No, really? Is that the only clip that they're using? Is me being mean to you?
I'm joking.
Come on.
Yes.
Shit. Seriously.
They have a long way to go. You might not make it at all.
I hope not. If that's what is going to be like used, is me like talking trash. Oh, because I have good things to say about it.
You called me enemy. You called me your enemy.
I did not.
You said Brian and I have been friends, co-workers, co-hosts, enemies.
We have. Well, I mean, yeah. All right, let's. Are we going on to the regular?
Please.
What was your least favorite part of the show?
I don't think I had a least favorite part. It was solid top to bottom. I think we could have. No. Yeah. Otherwise, it was great. It was
Could have what? What were we going to say there?
I think we could have let. It was awkward to keep Brienne and Logan at the table for an extra beat, but who cares?
No, I thought it was perfect. They were barely up there.
I was allowed to have them there, so who cares?
Yeah, I thought they were up there for the perfect amount, but I don't know.
That was a very minor quibble. Other than that, I loved it.
Cool. I was happy to see them. I had no idea Brienne was going to be there. I invited her, and I wasn't sure if she was going to show up. And then I looked up, and I'm like, "Is that? Look, there's Brienne." Yeah, it's good.
Miss Moves.
1.0. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
DVK didn't get any mentions, and she should have. She's the one person who's been part of the show for a long, long time.
Well, Gio probably.
As well as Jordan Wolfe and Jordan Montgomery, Gio. There are some people that have been a part of the show for a long, long time. And McCune.
You guys were missed. Hopefully, make the next one, please.
Yeah, but I was talking up Gio to the people.
Okay, good.
Sure, his name came up a lot.
There's a lot of people who have made the Film Vault what it is over the years. So
mostly me, but other people too.
Very good. Let's go.
Can we hear some movies, for God's sake?
Fanfliction, compiled by Mike Cole. I got a face to a name now. Face to a name for Mike Cole.
I don't like that at all.
Alex Simpson, got a face to a name for him too on Instagram. I made it out to L.A. for the live show and was able to catch a couple rep screenings, including Malcolm X on 70 millimeter.
Bobby Bell.
First time seeing Malcolm X, and I can easily say it is one of the best biopics of all time, and seeing it in 70 millimeter hits different.
Wow. Actually, I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
There you go.
Nor have I.
Oh, no kidding. 0 for 3.
I mean, I saw plenty of clips and trailers, but did not look like a movie I wanted to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm allowed to say that, but I don't think you can say that.
Yeah, I can say that I don't want to watch it.
I don't know if you can.
It has nothing to do with the subject matter. It had to do with the person who put it together, and
it's actually worse.
No.
Alex also saw Trap. Josh Hartnett is outstandingly devilish and fun. And while I think the movie should have ended 15 minutes sooner, I will gladly revisit Trap again.
Interesting.
Brian McCulley on Facebook, Trap. I thought the dialogue was really inorganic and the exposition was clunky. Plot was not great. And at points, the movie felt like an expensive commercial for Shyamalan's daughter's music career.
Yeah, it was.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
Of course.
Hartnett was the best part, along with the mid-credits tag. I feel like I must have missed something because the theater I was in was full and many people started applauding at the end. Maybe they were just happy it was over.
I can see that.
Well, he saw it down in San Diego, too. Is it a different audience down there, maybe? Is that what's going on?
Oh, you're talking about Padres fans. Our very own Drake on Instagram. I saw Trap. For such a popular musician, people sure couldn't stay in their seats. However,
a lot of activity in those hallways.
if you're looking for a good scare, check out Oddity. Damn it, Drake. I need to see this. A really nice surprise. Strong horror tones and some authentic jump scares. Where is this playing? The answer is nowhere. I cannot find this anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. I looked
God
up as well.
Damn it. FVT score for Trap. Do we want to guess? 7 reviews. Also, it was pointed out the live show. Somebody came up and went, what does FVT mean? And I didn't have an answer. I had an Anderson moment and I panicked. I was like, it's the film vault. And he's like, that would be TFE. I'm like, I remembered. It is the Film Vault Tomatoes score. That is what it is.
I'm going to guess just under 50 at 3 out of 7. So 44 or whatever it is.
I'm going like 60.
It pains me to say. Brian is right. 42%, 3 out of 7.
What are we doing? I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
Justin Wolfing on Facebook, Deadpool and Wolverine. It was long, but pretty funny and entertaining. Much better than the second film. I agree. I just saw that. I enjoyed the cameos, but the middle of it drags a bit. Not sure if they should make more of these because I feel like it'll degrade the franchise the longer it goes. I will say Hugh Jackman put a lot into this film, and it shows. Additionally, the multiple versions of Deadpool were hilarious. I also liked the ending where they said goodbye to 20th Century Fox MCU.
That was poignant.
I didn't get it.
I got a little dusty. Brainiac 138 on Reddit. I saw the Sundance Audience Award winning film Kneecap this weekend.
I need to see that too. And I even got the link to the screener, and I haven't. I'm the worst.
This Belfast set hip hop biopic comedy was told with extremely fun and kinetic filmmaking about the political power of language, as well as the voice to the oppressed that hip hop music gives. The fact that members of Kneecap have never acted but are able to land both the humor and the emotion in both Irish and English is a testament to their talent. Definitely do not sleep on this one, as it is the Irish submission for Best International Picture at the Academy Awards.
Well, it's Irish.
I was going to say, what are the rules for international features?
Yeah, it can't be a part of the United States.
Can't be domestic.
Does that add up for you?
Go on.
It could be China. It could be France.
Canada would work.
Botswana.
So, yeah, the fact
movies
they
made in
changed it from
Belize.
foreign language film to international. Means,
Brazil.
I guess they've opened it up to English-speaking. Will a Canadian film count?
It could be
I already said Canada.
Latvia.
Canadian.
All right.
Sorry, did we? Is Canada the 51st state?
It can't be domestic.
Okay, now it adds up.
David Ellerbrock on Instagram. Coup de Chance. Woody Allen's most recent film. David.
I know. You got to be able to separate the artist from the art.
David. It's all in French with French actors. I wonder why. Well, it isn't quite as good as these films. If you're a fan of Crimes and Misdemeanors or Match Point, this will scratch that itch. So much better than his last couple films. David. And the French actors were all very good. If you can separate art and artist, I would say this is worth a watch.
Got to separate.
A lot of separating going on. And lastly, Paul de Paula. That's a great name. Paul de Paula. A lot of plosives. Paul de Paula on Facebook.
A lot of
Lots
P's.
of popping, lots of popping.
Lots of P.
He saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now streaming on Hulu. Not as good as the previous trilogy, but still a lot to enjoy. Biggest problem here is that it starts slow and the movie's a bit too long, but I'm still in for more of these ape movies.
It's evolving. That is what's happening. Okay?
Yes, it is.
Ape of the Ape.
It's evolving.
Evolution. Is that?
Are you familiar with the concept?
Is that?
Right? Are there more of those in there? I like that it's now just Daniel playing music.
I saw that up on the big screen, and that gave me chills. When I was walking in and out of the theater, and they had all the listener art up there. And when I saw the Proximus up there as plain view, I was like, that's something that came from the show. And look how glorious that is.
Second to crack my Vaulties. Second.
It could. It might.
No, it could not.
Fucking Deadpool's probably gonna crack mine, for God's sakes.
Evolution.
Jesus Christ.
Evolution.
Kind of like that little happy accidents. Like you didn't see that coming. Like if last year I could see next year's Vaulties, which no one has seen it, including myself, but if it was on there, I'd be like, what?
What did I look forward to?
I had a head injury in between now and next year. This is concerning. I'd probably walk around with a helmet. I might walk around with a helmet. Trying to change the fate.
Would you ever consider, if you saw that months in, like you saw in advance, magically, oh, Brian died, and this makes me think of him.
It's a tribute.
Yeah.
I'm paying tribute.
Yes.
This makes me think of him.
Brian and Gio both died
It would be
in
that
a
or a head
tragic
injury.
accident. Yes.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah.
It's your next prediction.
All right, I got some problems.
What's that?
I can't access my notes. They're not coming through my
That's
computer.
an issue.
They're on my camera, which is being used as my camera. Now,
That's ungood.
and I know I got some notes for the old trap.
Okay.
'Cause I took, well, first of all, I put the title of the movie, which would have helped me right there.
Well,
I
we're
called it
close to a
Trapped.
break. Do you want to start with something else, and then we go to a break, and we circle back?
Yeah, it's just this thing's so finicky. Like if I do go after it and get my notes, they might go away. Like the camera might just stay off. It doesn't matter. Do we really need to see my sweaty face right now?
Far from it.
I feel like your notes are more important than
I feel like you're right. Yeah, I think video should always come. Sorry, Eric Kath, but I know you do some great things with it. So do you, Drake. But I think that the show itself should never suffer because of the goddamn video.
That's the purist in you talking.
Oh, and I didn't even switch it for Avery with all that.
You didn't need to.
Okay.
That's nothing.
You want to talk trap or I'll save it?
All right, let me just let me see if I can get my notes.
I feel like I had a
sure.
good plan laid out. We do this at break.
No, because that would make the show suffer.
do it at break so that it's
Make the show suffer. I don't want to make the show suffer.
So that it would have been seamless. And
Let's just get into it.
Well, I equally fucked up and forgot to make notes for this one movie we were assigned. I can fix that in a second.
these are all seams.
But let's start with. Can we start with Kim's video?
Oh, well, now
That's what. God damn you both.
I did. All,
That's what I
now,
suggested. I can't even tell if you're doing a bit with me right now.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
God damn.
All right.
Oh,
here.
this is a disaster.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, start with Kim's video. Set it up, Bri. Got lots to say about that one. And now you're not. You're.
I quit the show.
I don't blame you. I would like to quit. Can I quit too?
I would like to say my producer title does not apply to the last 3 minutes.
You want to do?
I have nothing to do with the last 3
You
minutes.
want to do trap?
Sure. Trap. Great.
Trap. Unless you want to do jujutsu.
Oh, look, I'm just going to use this camera.
Jujutsu.
Beautiful. No. Jiu-jitsu. That's so.
What was your
Why
top
is it-
five?
Why is it facing me?
Brian, there's two lenses, you idiot. What, are you new to cameras? All right, let's go.
Trap. It's 20. Unless you want to do.
Oh my God! Do you think your daughter might grow up a lesbian?
It's possible.
Because of, the things that she hears in here, and she's just like that.
Oh,
Anderson guy.
I don't want that energy in my life.
I don't want that energy in my
Yeah,
life.
we're grooming her to be trans and lesbian. Yeah, up there in California, obviously.
Just to be cool. Just
That's
be
right, just fit in.
Yeah.
Number first profession is Trap, 2024 film written and directed.
We're doing trap?
You said yes.
No, great.
Written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Who is that?
You might know who he is. He directed The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. I can go on. Starring Trap, that is, Josh Hartnett, April Donahue, Jonathan Langdon, Kid Cudi, Allison Pill, Haley Mills, M. Night Shyamalan himself, and Salika Night Shyamalan. You know what? I failed to look up if they were related. 54% of Rotten Tomatoes, last I checked. In theaters now. Anderson.
Yes.
This might be the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
No. Really?
Yeah. In terms of
All of it?
characters, you, Avery, may not talk during this because you have not seen.
I have not
And
suffered.
you're doing that thing that is very bad, which is like talking trash about a movie that you have not even given your time to. So
I don't think I've
not fair.
seen a movie
That's fair.
full of characters making such questionable decisions that I found myself audibly muttering at various times, repeatedly, "Oh, he would never do that. Oh, why are they doing that? That doesn't make any sense." That happened quite a bit.
Like
the
what?
only thing that happened more often, at least in my packed theater, and I saw it 3 p.m. on a Thursday when it came out.
I saw it at 9:30 a.m. Imagine that cup of coffee.
Jesus.
Imagine that cup of coffee.
The audience was, no joke, there was more audible laughter than there were in most comedies that I see.
Okay, I want to talk about this movie, and I want to spend some time, and I want to try and figure some things out. Okay. I think, and we're doing top five M. Night
The answer to
Shyamalan.
most of your questions are going to be because the plot requires it.
So that's my main thing. Is I think we can all agree that M. Night is probably a very intelligent human being, right?
Oh, sure. Affable. He seems like a nice
I don't care
guy.
if he's affable. I don't care if he's nice. I don't care if he reminds me of Aaron Freeman from Ween, which I didn't realize until watching Trap. He's very much like Gene Ween, for those of you in the know. He was like a dark-skinned Gene Ween. He really was. He acts like that.
Don't know why I had to get racial.
I'm just because
Gene
Ween is very white, and M. Night Shyamalan is not nearly as white. So I was just trying to paint a picture.
M. White.
All
Ooh,
right.
call Gene or M. White. Not bad.
Ooh, all right. So, hey, listen to me. The man's obviously smart. He obviously does not give a shit. Now, if the exposition is laughably bad, almost like I'm starting to appreciate it. Maybe I wasn't in on the joke, and I think maybe there's an art to it for it to be this fucking bad.
I was wondering how much of this was intentional.
I think it must maybe.
Because there's no way this is oversight.
Here's my question. And maybe we'll get into the plot a little bit first, and then we can I want to spend a little time.
Is this a comedy? Because if so, it fucking lands.
Maybe I think he might just make his own genre of movies, which we're not really. Maybe it's taken this many movies to get to like where we're finally getting this tone, which is laughably bad, but also intriguing and well acted at times. And
there are elements that are good here for sure.
Here's my question: Is there? And I wish you had seen it, Avery, so you could weigh in, but you can't. So is there a way to tell this story in a realistic way? Or was the only way to tell it with the absurdity?
You would have to make a lot of fundamental changes to this if you wanted to be taken seriously.
Okay, this is a lot like Mr. Glass, right? In the sense
Do we have to recap the plot?
I think it's a pretty simple plot.
Premise?
It's pretty high concept, right? So let's just get there, right? They've been tipped off. The FBI, numerous SWAT teams, every law enforcement agency within the Philadelphia and surrounding areas know about the butcher's whereabouts for this particular 2-hour period. The butcher is a serial killer who's been chopping people up.
At an Ariana Grande style concert.
I was going to go Selena or so
does it? Do they touch on how they know this, but they don't know who he is?
We figure out that
that is the most plausible part of the film.
Yeah, right. It is. What's completely from the get-go, the idea that they're going to let 20,000 people and do a fake concert so that they could trap this guy because they know that wait a minute, he bought tickets. They said that the whole point of the concert was to trap him.
Right.
Well, what's he buying a ticket to?
What do you mean?
They,
no. Sorry, the concert already existed. They realized he was going to be there, so thus.
At one point, the guy that sells the merch was saying that they.
I think I was intentionally misinformed.
So they realized that the butcher's going to be there. There's 20,372 people or something. 3,000 of them are men, right? And they could fit the profile. They have an old woman who's profiling everybody, and she's a profiler, and she's taking 10 of these guys down.
Haley Mills.
We learn all of this stuff, and the amount of guns and weaponry and like itchy-fingered cops that were surrounding and inside this venue, like it's just a bloodbath waiting to happen that nobody in their right mind would ever sign off on.
It was a misallocation of resources.
That the butcher might kill another 150 innocent victims. They're like, well, that's still less than what could possibly happen here with all of this gunpowder.
The city of Philadelphia would be leveled.
Yeah, I don't think there's a human alive that would warrant that response if they were in that building.
If Bin Laden himself.
He was in there.
I don't know if Bin Laden would have. I don't know.
If Putin was in there with a rocket launcher, I don't know if it would prompt that.
Must open window. Feel trapped. Keep going.
So it's revealed that the butcher, the well-known butcher, and by the way, they gave away. I guess there's no way to avoid it.
We're doing that right now.
But they gave away too much too fast that he was the butcher. They should have slow played that.
Yeah, I agree. I would have liked to have because I thought it was going to be all.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I want to give credit where it's due, and not shit all over this movie.
No, I had a really good time watching this movie.
Oh, certain parts of it are good. Josh Hartnett's a lot of fun. Kills it.
You know what? And I hate to say this, it sounds mean, but like he's a good acting Keanu Reeves.
He's going for it.
He feels like Keanu Reeves a lot, but it seems like Keanu's got one note, and this guy's got a couple, 2, 3, right? We have not seen him in a while, and I really liked everything he did with his role.
I agree. Yeah, I enjoyed him. At a certain point, he was going way over the top, and I was like, I'm in for this. I'm totally okay with this.
Avery, actually, it's kind of good that you didn't see because we get to explain just how bad the exposition is.
Love it.
It's some of the worst, and I've seen bad. We've all seen bad exposition. Okay, you have to imagine that they've had a drop on the fact that the Butcher is going to be at this concert for probably weeks. The Butcher,
That's a lot of time.
You know, he's a really clever guy. It felt like Dexter a lot. I don't think you watched Dexter, but like this could have been an episode of Dexter. Like, oh no, somehow they know that Dexter's at this concert and he's gonna have to find his way out. And it's like MacGyver stuff is going on, and Dexter's very clever. We know that this guy's very clever. It also felt a little bit like monkey stuff. It's just the Clovich killer.
Clovich is tag.
There's some crossover.
Yeah, but
there.
it wasn't on that level.
So neighbors were staring in there. So he's gotten his way to the point now where like towards the end of the first act, and like he's now behind. He's gotten certain cards and codes, and like he's managed to escape his daughter. Which, by the way, I'm watching this movie just thinking, thank God I don't have a daughter, because if this is my future, I was feeling bad for you, Brian. Because if you have to deal with something like this, like that, I couldn't fake it like he was faking it. There's no way I could do it.
Yeah.
Shit. I made Atticus cry right before I came here. And inadvertently, I didn't want to, but his mother and I were both explaining to him that there's no way we're going to get him the tracker running shoes that he wants for school because they're hideous, and we're not going to let him walk around in those shoes. Sorry, buddy.
Are you upset about that?
Who's crying? All right, so she's explaining to him what crispy means, his daughter is, and she's obsessed with M. Night's daughter, like to the point of like it's unhealthy.
She's Taylor Swift level like pop star.
Yes. So, but he keeps managing to like get away from her, which
nothing about the concert seemed to attract that kind of attention or warrant that kind of attention.
Oh, you're saying that she wasn't talented enough?
It was charisma free.
She was all right. She was okay. Brian, all right, she was whatever.
Could use the chick from Smile too.
15-year-old
charisma,
perhaps. 15-year-old girls, they don't have a whole lot of.
Sure. A lot of riz.
Not to be. Thank God I'm not raising one of those. I don't know what I would have done. So so the Butcher Hartnett is like to the point where he's able to get into the bowels of the arena, right?
Yes. So I'm assuming at this point he's been tipped off and he knows that they're trying to get him and he's trying to escape.
Yeah, he met a very
very
nice
loquacious
merch seller. Yeah.
Is that Kid Cudi?
No.
Okay.
And
the merch
Kid Cudi's
salesman has a
barely
lot of info.
Kid Cudi's in it. Like Kid Cudi should have been the guy. He should have been the talent. I think maybe that would have been more interesting if we were watching him for the entire movie, playing that character. It was something
more of that character.
Something that Chris, what's his name? Chris from Fifth Element. Oh my God, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker would have played it back 10 years ago. Would have played that character beautifully. All right, so he finds his way. The Butcher finds his way into the bowels, and he comes across. It's been probably like at least, let's say 2 weeks. They've known the Butcher's going to be there, right? He comes across a impromptu, real-time meeting that's happening with a giant group of cops.
Yeah, they're teaming.
And the giant group of cops is hearing from their superiors what to be looking for, why they're there,
feels very
and what to
minute.
do. And it's the middle of the concert.
Mm-hmm.
They've already been there. They've known for at least, we'll say 2 weeks, that he's going to be there.
He could be killing people as we speak.
And that's when they're hearing about it, so that we can hear.
Yeah, they're getting the brief right there in the fucking changing room.
The brief during the concert.
Yeah, feels last minute.
It was some of the clumsiest, worst. And this is after I was already like just beside myself with fury that he was getting so much information from this very, like you call him, loquacious merch salesman. I've bought and shit. We all have at concerts. Those are not people you talk to, especially when there's like 5, 6 deep. This guy,
they barely have time to make change.
They were making friends. They were hanging out. It was
Instantly, it was like, hey man, you're cool. You want some more info about the Butcher?
Yeah, he's like, come back in 10 minutes. I'll have that size you want. And you know what? He comes back. He goes, hey, you can come with me down into the bowels of the arena to get the box.
Certainly not how it works.
Never, ever would it work that way.
This is by no means anywhere close to the most unbelievable part. The most unbelievable part comes with the obligatory M. Night Shyamalan cameo and how he finds his way to the VIP area.
That was probably not a plan that would have worked out.
Yeah.
Was that racial profiling? Was he like, all right, he must know her, the girl on stage, because they have similar
They're both
skin.
brown, yeah.
But he was playing her uncle,
That's fair.
It's really her dad in real life. What about the opening number that was playing, Papa's Boots? What do you think the deal is with them? That was the name of the band that was opening up for her, for Lady Raven.
They were not greeted with great enthusiasm.
Papa's Boots was on the stage. I know their name because they announced it to an unenthusiastic audience.
Were they tight?
No,
they weren't. All right, what else?
Okay. Can I just say...
No, the police meeting, too. Like, they were talking about the victims. Like, they were explaining what the victims... They had pictures of the victims.
Sure.
At the concert, while the concert's going on. That's
As
what...
though that would impact the investigation.
And so, like, just now that we all got you here, even though we've been planning this for a couple of weeks, now we're going to talk to you about what the victims are. He's upstairs somewhere right now. He might be escaping right now, but we're going to fill you guys in on everything.
He could be in the room. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be wild.
And then she kept saying, Dad, you're acting weird. So anyways, the concert's crispy.
He left for long periods of time, at a time. Long swaths.
Long swaths, yeah. He was acting like I would if I was her dad, even if I wasn't looking for an
I'll
escape.
be back in half an hour. I'll be at the beer tent.
You know what? I think this was a comedy. And I think that he might have... Now, this is conjecture. This is me coming up with an idea. I like it. Here's my backstory on it. He was dragged to a concert. Perhaps it was Taylor Swift. Perhaps it was Selena Gomez with his daughter a number of years ago. He was there watching the concert in hell.
Mind wandering.
And he's like, I feel trapped. What if I couldn't escape because I was trapped here, which I am because of my daughter, and then came up with the idea right then and there.
That makes a lot of sense.
But there's something so much fun and engaging. And like, I know I looked at my watch a couple times.
I think you're picking up on silly.
It's silly, but it's
Frivolity.
Good. It's weird because it's like really dumb Hitchcock, right?
That's Shyamalan. Dumb Hitchcock.
It really is.
You just nailed it.
But I think that now that I know, it's okay.
Okay. Do you remember what I said at the live show?
You said a lot of shit.
There was a twist that I thought I saw coming a mile away.
We got to spoil this thing, I'm afraid, because I want to talk about
let's talk
stuff.
about it in very general terms. There's a twist that comes at like the third act where I'm like, all right, I see this coming a mile away. It's clever. It's a misdirect. It's clever, I guess. It involves Allison Pill. But then, lo and behold, the twist never came. The obvious twist that was right there.
We'll talk about that in the spoils because we have to spend 5 minutes talking about this because we can spoil this movie. I'm not even sure I know what you're talking about.
So that would give things away, I would imagine.
I mean, I've pretty much said everything I can say without completely spoiling this movie. And I can let you know this, like, there's not a big twist. If that's what I was going to ask. There's not a big twist.
No. Who should see this?
People that enjoy dumb.
This is a good drunk stream.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's good. It's
this is a
it's
Halloween
unlike
stream.
most other movies.
Put
right?
this on your queue for Halloween.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
There's a lot of like Art the Clown would
This
be.
is fun.
It's fun. It is, but it's almost like I don't know if there's other movies that are like this where they're clever, smart, and super fucking dumb.
You think it's smart?
There was some clever stuff in here, and it was a decent
idea. The movie
idea.
definitely revels in his silliness, dumbness.
But I think it's got to be a comedy.
It's unapologetically dumb.
Because there were ways around this. There was even like a way to get him in there where it becomes a trap. You'd have to change the name, but there's a way like where it's like the butcher, and they know that the butcher is in this concert, and it could happen in real time. And they're all scrambling and they're deploying, and then he realizes that they're outside, and that would be much more believable than the weeks in advance, and they know he's gonna.
The fucking merge guy knows more than the cops. He knew more than those cops teaming in there.
He did. He knew way more than the cops. The amount of times that he ran into cops and like wormed his way out of it, just up on the roof. He's talking to like SWAT team, and they just let him go. It's
sure.
I was thinking too about the poor Philadelphia police and like all and with the attempted assassination in Pennsylvania as well, and just like how much abuse those cops have been taking in the state of Pennsylvania. Like if you're a cop or a SWAT or any that works in Pennsylvania or Philadelphia area, and you watch this movie, you're like just embarrassed.
Yeah, you took the day off, hopefully.
But I enjoyed it. I didn't have a terrible time. It's like a really good dumb movie.
What was it, like an hour 40 or something like that?
Yeah, it went by pretty good. There's a little bit of dead time there where like she sits down.
The third act is really
does an entire performance. I'm like, all right.
Really stretches credulity.
Yeah. I remember you talking about Coppola's daughter, about Sophia.
It's Sophia Coppola level casting.
A little more so, I think, because I think she's more showcased.
Yeah, yes.
I bought
She's
her
asked
though.
to do more.
I could see 15-year-old girls losing their shit over what was being shown on the stage. It wasn't like a total stretch. It wasn't like they had her up there fucking playing a banjo or something. You know what I mean? Like there was choreographed songs and it looked decent.
Yeah. And as much as anyone could do that.
Yeah. All right.
Any number of people. All right. Thank you for assigning us trap. God.
The Village, I still say fuck you to The Village, and that's not going to be on my top 5 because I fucking hate that movie. And like I feel like the whole twist was, hey, there's no twist, and this is just absurd, and there's no payoff. Don't tell me there's creatures coming, and then don't give me creatures.
There was a twist.
I know, but
it's a pretty large twist.
Yeah, but the twist was bad.
Kind of too massive.
The twist was like, this movie's not going to turn out to be fun. It's going to be just shit, and we're not going to have amoxicillin anywhere in the facility.
I might have to watch that movie again.
You liked The Village.
I didn't mind The Village.
I liked the idea of it. The idea is quite good. The execution,
there were some parts that were actually really good.
Just watch Dogtooth. Same thing.
Should we?
I have ice in my mouth. Sorry.
Take an unexplained break.
We should take a break.
Coming up next, we will talk about an assigned film as well as Kim's video after this. Hey, welcome back. Anderson, who assigned us Jujutsu?
Just Tyler, also known as Tyler Booth. I spoke to him on the way here, Brad.
And
we discussed how dumb you and I are for trying to understand the word jiu-jitsu, which is like the first week you mentioned it, you got it right. I'm like, oh, good for them. And then the next week, I had to listen to you go, juju. It's just jiu-jitsu. We've all heard the word jiu-jitsu. It's a fighting style.
Why did it?
Why did they give us such? I didn't know they spelled it that way. I didn't know that people spell jiu-jitsu that way, but
didn't know either.
I was overthinking it. It's quite simple. So take it away, bye.
Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, is a 2021 film, animated, directed by Sung-Hoo Park, clocking in at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can stream it on Netflix if you choose. What did you think of Jujutsu?
Now, you watch it subtitled or dubbed? I don't even have to ask that question. Yeah, he let me know, and I probably should have let you know that the dub was not the best, and that we'd be better off with subtitles.
Dub was fine.
I know that probably wouldn't go very far with you, anyways. I watched the first half subtitles, and then I'm like, you know what? How bad is this dub? Because my eyes were starting to cross a little bit because I was getting very tired. Not fair to the movie, but it was a compacted week, right? I was up very late, and I switched over to the subs, the dubs. Not terrible. Not as bad as I was set up to believe.
In fact, the subtitles might have worked against it for me because there's a lot going on.
A lot going on, yeah.
Yes.
So, this movie delivers in many ways. And
Am I to understand this is a prequel to an existing thing, an IP, a franchise, a show or something?
So it's, based on a manga, a graphic novel, right? And then this came out right during the old pandemic. Was the first big release that Japan had during the pandemic, or as the pandemic started to wind down. It is a TV show, and then they have a number of episodes, and then the movie, which kind of launches everything. So if you watch the movie, you're not going to be lost, from what I understand. And then the TV show is a continuation.
That's good to know.
There's a second season as well. Did you feel lost?
I felt like there was a lot more that I should have understood.
So the story is
I can follow it.
Quite simple in a sense that it's just about a kid. It opens up with a kid who's being bullied.
He's got very Harry Potter vibes.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Well, the kid goes off to the magical school for enchanted
Well, first he's
people.
getting bullied, and that's when we learn that he has powers to call upon a spirit, a being, some kind of...
But can I suggest perhaps that we create a drinking game around this movie where every time you hear the word curse or cursed or curses, you drink?
No.
You'll be dead by hour number 1.
Mm-hmm. They say curse a lot is what Brian was trying. And so curses are a big part of this movie, right? You would have read curses a lot more if you watched the subtitles. So we learned that this kid has the ability to call upon what turns out to be a curse, which is a large creature that looks not unlike some kind of H.R. Giger creation, right? It looks a little like a xenomorph, a purple xenomorph.
Yeah, well, they're very reminiscent of a lot of the Miyazaki creatures that you would see.
And it just decimates this bully kid, who it's kind of sad too for the bully kid because it was the last day of school. He's been bullying this kid for 4 years, and it was like the very last.
He's like, maybe one last bullying.
Yeah, and he's like, maybe I'll kill you, and that was kind of last straw. So then the curse was unleashed on him, and he was torn into pieces. Movie's very bloody and violent, and then we learn slowly but surely, and it was somewhat convoluted with this kid that runs this guy that runs this school of Kaisen, I guess, Jujutsu spirit conjurers or curse conjurers, and he's putting together this group who are really good at conjuring the curses, controlling the curses. The class is made up of
the girl, the main kid, one. I enjoyed the one who could only speak in ingredients from rice balls.
Yes, salmon,
and also a life-size anthropomorphic panda.
Yes, that is the crew that we're hanging out with, and it was an enjoyable crew.
No, I already alluded to Harry Potter for obvious reasons, the Wizarding School, et cetera, et cetera. Very strong Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. You have the sort of the Groot character, the one who can only speak in certain.
I didn't think about
terms.
that, but you're right. Yeah.
You have the panda, who's like a rocket, and you have the girl who's kind of like Gamora a little bit.
Yes, she took no shit, Brian.
She was an actor.
She took very little shit. Apparently, she's the best part of the TV series, which, if I had more time, I would dip my toe into that TV series. I liked these characters in this story line enough. We get to see where the curse came from, which involved a car accident and his young love, which is peppered throughout the entire movie. From the very beginning, we see them as like grade school kids. And
yes, and he's overwhelmed by the whole thing instantly. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this," but they're like, "You're a special level of curse person."
It's that old story. He's like Neo without realizing that he's Neo.
Harry Potter again.
He has so many powers. Yeah. But there's some interesting things where like they go to conjure these curses and defeat these curses with their own curses, as it were. And like a veil is put over the entire area so that they cannot get in or out until the curses are broken. There's some elements and rules that are introduced early that worked and that I liked. However, I was talking to Tyler about this. I was very annoyed by one thing that happened, which was a needless flashback to remind us of something that was mentioned 5 minutes before.
Okay.
And I like to think that people that watch Japanese animation movies are smarter than your average fella and lady, right? I think that the type of people that are drawn to these types of movies that we're just now kind of appreciating over the last couple of years, we'd turn our back on them. But I think that they're pretty. They got a good ability to follow a story, and when they go looking at a school where two kids have recently gone missing, and then they find the two kids in the belly of a beast, and then they flash back to a scene that we saw 5 minutes before. And they go, and we get to see the teacher say, "There's two kids missing from here," and then back in the belly of the beast, and we see the two kids. That was very upsetting and unnecessary.
But was it done? I assume this is aimed at like tween boys.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. They might watch,
really?
But no, I think there's a lot of like people in their 30s, 40s.
No, you're probably right. I'm saying there must be a large portion of this audience who are 13-year-old boys who you might need to hold their hand through a little bit of stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was. It felt like lowest common denominator shit to me. And usually you don't see that in movies like this. But
that's true.
Minor quibble. I liked it. Did you like?
I did like
the creatures.
The creatures were the best part. I enjoyed very much enjoyed the battles. Got a little more visually interesting as the movie went on, such to the point that the climactic battles were really cool to look at, like some Spider-Verse type stuff.
It was, and the interstitials, some of the most beautiful, gorgeous animation I've seen in any animated movie.
Styles.
And they are mixing, because the dialogue stuff wasn't as beautiful as some of the interstitials, but there's some stuff with just like lampposts and whatnot, and like I want it framed in my house. Like,
yeah, it's
gorgeous.
Really nice. So, I enjoyed it very much. I would never have seen this on my own. So
exactly.
That's the assignment. Alex, right?
No, it's just Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tyler.
Head pounding. So yeah, that's perfect.
Do you want an aspirin?
No, because I'm about to drink. I like the idea. I love it when we get assigned a movie that we would have never, watched on our own. Chances are we probably would not have been aware of or watched this one without it being brought to the program. So, and I'm also I like it when it goes down smooth for the two of us. So
yeah, enjoyable. I think this was an hour and 35, hour and 40, and certain parts of it zoomed right by. There's some great action stuff and bloody, like you said, like more than I would have expected.
Available on Netflix, and if you like to watch it, and if you like what you see, and you can continue the watching, because there's, I think, two 2 seasons worth of these characters going on various missions.
Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Thank you, Jujutsu.
All right. Straight to Kim's video.
Yeah, I assigned you a film.
Yes, let's talk Kim's video. I guess I got to bring it up on my end, right?
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Kim's Video, 2024 documentary written and directed by David Redman and Ashley Sabin. 70% Rotten Tomatoes. I'm surprised. I enjoyed this a lot more than the Rotten Tomatoes score would have indicated. You can rent this, at least I did when it came out. This was on my Sundance preview this year, I believe. And it was a moderately intriguing premise. The idea that there was this legendary video store in New York owned by this guy, Mr. Kim, and he accumulated this wild collection of VHS and DVD and all this stuff. And
55,000 titles.
Eventually went out of business. He had this gigantic catalog, and apparently it ended up. The author of the auteur of this film lets us know it ended up in a small town of all places in Italy. Some random small town.
The entire collection?
The whole collection. And there were obscure titles. There were like rare, hard to find titles. There were stuff that was out of print. So the narrator is like, hey, what the fuck? Where are these movies? I need to get a hold of these.
Let's leave it there for right now before giving this disclaimer.
Sure.
This movie's got a lot of twists, a lot of turns. I was loving this movie through the first 3 or 4 twists, some of which we talked about a little bit right here. It ended up kind of becoming needlessly elaborate, and it felt like it was reaching for something that it didn't achieve for my own taste. That said, I really like this movie. There's a lot to get from this movie.
No, it's been a couple of months since I saw it.
I
saw it before my losing streak.
I think if you're one of those people that likes to go in, if you love movies, you should absolutely watch this. If you like to watch movies and like most people do, discover things as they are revealed within a movie, there's a lot to have with this one as well. So maybe you just look for the next marker and you pick up this show after this review, because I don't want to ruin too many things here, and we're not going to do a spoiler on this.
Sure.
And I'm gonna bitch about some things, because this movie was frustrating, because I was thinking this might be one of my favorite documentaries ever at certain points, and then I was really excited about it ending soon at other points.
Yes, it was maddening in the sense that there was some great stuff. I enjoyed the way he made it kind of certain parts kind of a mystery. I liked the way you could tell he had a singular vision, because at certain points kept cutting away almost like a stream of consciousness thought at the top of his head, where he's like, it's like that movie so-and-so, and they show the scene from said movie. He's clearly a Tarantino-esque savant who's like drawing upon this vast knowledge of film, and that's shown through in the documentary.
Yeah, he's got a very particular cadence to his tone, which was soothing and nice. And I liked it. And this is just a man who loves movies, who loves independent movies, who loves escaping into movies, who loves the idea of a complete collection of movies all being found in one place. And he's obsessed. And that's one of the coolest things about this movie, and where you just don't see it coming. We talked about it already, but it was a franchise too. There was like 7 Kim's videos throughout New York. This establishment that like true cinephiles and people who love movies knew about just kind of went up in smoke one day because of the new digital age. And then we learn that Kim decided to find a new home for his vast collection of 50. And he was like, we learn about Kim and how he didn't give a fuck about copyright. And he just, all he cared about is giving the opportunity for people to watch obscure movies. That's all he wanted to do, was just give them an opportunity to watch these movies. And like there was a raid on his video stores at one point by the FBI for copyright infringement, and then he just replaced them like as soon as he could with new ones. Like this guy just wanted every obscure title. He was calling up festivals and just like, give me every movie you showed at your festival, whether it ever got distribution or not. I want it in my video store. Like,
when we finally meet the guy, he doesn't come across as a film lover. He's like, whatever.
No, he loved movies. I think maybe something's lost in translation, because he's that prototypical Korean businessman in many ways.
Yeah,
but he also directed like a bizarre, obscure movie, and you could tell that he absolutely loved movies. Like it started with Mr. Kim he came over when he was 21, the story of like, he had like $5 in his pocket or something. And he created a laundry mat. Like he had a dry cleaner business. And then he had a little, off to the right, he had a little shelf with some DVDs that he would rent or VHS tapes that he would rent. And that became so popular with the movies that he cultivated, that he picked to put up there, that he decided to give up on the dry cleaning and just make video store. Like
I love that.
It's pretty cool, yeah. And there's a lot of obscure old, like a lot of shit obviously I haven't heard of, you haven't heard of, and a lot of stuff that I hadn't heard about a lot, and for a long, long time. There's titles you had never heard before. There was a lot of questions come up too about like what movies mean to different people, and like having the entire collection, the entire ability to be able to watch whatever you want is, even in today's streaming, like I lie to myself and make it seem like we could watch pretty much anything we want, but Kim's Video had way more than what we're going to find even with all of the big streamers combined. And
so when it kaput, the idea was, we'll donate this to, it came down to NYU down the street or Salemi, Italy. And it was like, let's do this in Italy. And they were like,
why?
Why indeed?
That wasn't quite
you
clear.
You can watch the movies anytime you want.
They had a pretty good deal where it's like, we're trying to become a cultural like touchstone in Italy, and we need tourism, and we want to have something to base it around, and we're an old part of Sicily that's got like history, and we can put it in this amazing building. And for whatever reason, like he was kind of romanced into it, I think.
Turns out it was a lot of slick talk.
A lot of slick talk, yeah. And we get to meet all sorts of different Italian mucky-wuck.
The goddamn Italians.
And I'm loving the movie up to this point.
That's great.
And then in the third act, I guess, it starts. He makes his way over there. The filmmaker makes his way over there to see, or there's two filmmakers, we should say. I'm sure you said Ashley Sabin and
the narrator
and David Redman, right?
David Redman and Ashley Sabin.
So they go over there. They make their way to this obscure little small town in Sicily to find what's going on with these tapes, with these DVDs. And they find it, but it's like closed, and it's like no one's around. And then they end up finding the door that's open, and they open the door, and an alarm goes off, and they're running with the cameras. And like from that point, I was like, okay, they're cooking this, because I didn't buy that they're actually running away. Yeah, that felt very fake. Like they were tripping over like stacks of videos and stuff. But what they did discover is that these movies are not being held in pristine conditions at all. Like they're all wet and damp.
No one's seen them in years.
Yeah, and it's like unmanned. Like they're just all in this big empty room for no good reason. Thought about Giovanni too, and how like this would just infuriate him because of his archiving.
Sure.
So then the movie takes many turns and reaches from that point forward as to like how he's going to save this collection. They do this thing that I think on paper might have sounded cool with the ghosts of cinema, where they weren't even all dead people from the past, but like imagine Charlie Chaplin and Werner Herzog cutouts like being put over their faces, and they're like going in. And
that felt a little
cooked.
You're right. Not so much cooked, but you're right. Better on paper.
Better on paper. Like, and there's some really fun stuff. Like the Coen brothers were frequent patrons of Kim's Video, and they had a $600 late fee unpaid. Who else? Like what else?
I overall enjoyed this. I agree.
I did too.
At a certain point, it wobbled and got over his skis a bit, but I appreciate the ambition.
Alex Ross Perry is, if you like him, he's one of the guys who's interviewed in this, talking about Kim's Video. I could have used some more like faces and names that I recognize as filmmakers who leaned on Kim's Video. The closest thing we have out here is Vidiots and Cinephile, which both still exist today. Vidiots ended up moving to Highland Park from Venice or from Santa Monica, and Cinephile still right there next to the New Art. But it was a lot of interesting rich characters, and like Scarby, who you might remember as like one of the masterminds in Salami, and that we have the mayor's involved and the mafia's involved at some point.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's worth seeing. I don't think it's perfect by any stretch, but it's not a waste of your time.
They try to mix in some fiction that's obviously fiction, and they're trying to do that thing where they're trying to make a caper movie within a movie, and they try to get a little too clever for its own good, because it seems like there's so much intrigue and interesting things going on here, and then it blurs reality with fiction. It's like what's going on and how much of this is real, and I felt like a lot of it was just bullshit by the end.
It's ambitious, and it doesn't quite reach what it's grasping for, but as I said before, interesting. We're seeing.
Like, it's a turn off to like I could see my wife being really turned off by
Yeah, I don't think people
it got a little
who don't
too
love
esoteric.
movies would enjoy this.
But if you love movies, there's definitely something here for you. Like it was giving me the chills at times. I was like really like amped up and feeling like energetic at times, and then I was kind of frustrated and angry at other times.
You're right though. If I watched it with Christy, she'd be looking at her phone.
And yeah, especially with like the stuff where they're having the party with all like the faces of the past. And
So much.
It was a bit much. You hear about David Lynch?
What about him?
Got diagnosed with the old emphysema.
Oh,
He can't direct in person anymore, so everything he's
Oh.
going to
Yeah.
direct now is going to be remote.
that's sad.
Brutal.
He's got to be 80 by now, right?
78.
There you go.
Well, if he said 80, you could
Yeah.
have said, there you go.
If he said 66, well, there you go.
All right, let's take a quick break and come back and talk about. Are we gonna have any crossover on our top 5
Well,
M.
I
Night
have
Shyamalan?
one more Flickflickssion.
Oh, you do? We can
But
do that
it's
next
coming,
week.
but it's coming later in the show.
It's a trap.
Oh.
Oh, you saw a movie of M. Night's.
Coming up next, top 5 M. Night Shyamalan movies. After this. We're back. Time to count down top 5 M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Yeah, let's do a quick little plug because we're terrible at this, and we should have done this at the top of the show. The new logo has been revealed. I don't know if we're pushing it, if it's been on the socials, if it's on our website, but
It's pretty
the
good.
new logo fucking is crispy.
tight.
It's crispy. It's crispy. And yeah, people are really liking the new logo. We should have been using it for a while, but all that said, actually, my shirt guy, he likes it so much that he's talking about putting it up in his shop. He only puts up like the best stuff. He's got like the Simpsons and like he's got like Chef Ramsay stuff, like all the like the big stuff. And I think the Film Vault's gonna find a space on his wall on there because it's one of the favorite shirts that he's made in a while. So this new logo, it looks great. Thank you very much to Ati Nurmi. Hope I'm saying that right. Who made it for us, and the shirt and the cup, which is only part of the logo, but still, it's.
I saw a lot of people wearing hats or holding cups.
And the hat is all available for you. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to continue with a pretty fair, deeply discounted rate of $50 out the door if you're getting it shipped to you domestically. That includes shipping, and we're going to be doing pre-orders. So if you've already ordered, as you hear these words and you're listening, early August, you will get your stuff in the next like week or two. Everyone else, buy them now. Once we hit our target, which will probably take, 6 weeks or so, we're going to ship them out. So you'll be getting them like early fall. So why don't you go ahead and hit the link, $50. Just tell me what color hat and what size shirt you like, and you get the cup, which is a metal reusable.
Those are very popular.
Aluminum cool cup with the logo. The hat, it's a trucker hat with the white on top, on the front, and then the shirt, which is a good, soft, nice, comfortable shirt. All for $50 shipped to your door. And then I'm working on a way to get them up on eBay or something so that they deal with international shipping, and that's like a separate charge because I don't want to be figuring all that out. And I know that you can
Does
ship
eBay
them.
deal with shipping?
They deal with like international ways, so I'm working on getting that. So hang tight if you're hearing this outside the country and your name is not Ati. Ati, I'm going to be sending you everything, obviously. But so yeah, go ahead and hit us up with a $50 PayPal or Venmo, and just get it over to us. And a lot of the time, I have to hit you up back up and say, what shirt size would you like, and what's your address? So try and put that information in there for. We don't have like a particular order form or anything, but if you want to support the show, rock some sweet swag, as the kids say. Yeah, hit us up. You can check it in the show
logo
notes.
looks good.
And if you order, like there's a chance that if you hear this right now, real time, and you order within this week, I'll be able to ship out with the inventory we have. But we're going to be doing the second order a few weeks down the road once we hit our target to make it so that we can keep these prices reasonable. So $50 shirt, hat, cup. All right.
The package, the whole package.
The whole package.
How much crossover? We gotta have a few. It's gotta be a couple of obvious choices.
Yeah. So this man has made a number of movies, and we have not seen all of them. And
I have not.
Probably should have if we were doing this properly.
I feel like the ones I haven't seen for the most part were bad. I not see Airbender.
I saw half of Airbender, and I think it might be, and I'm not kidding, I think that might be my least favorite movie I've ever seen.
Really?
But I only saw half of it. before I walked out. I'm gonna say I can't do it. It's really, really awful, and it felt like he was trying, which is a problem.
Worst.
And he's kind of a conundrum. He's a mystery because the man is obvious. So he made a movie called Praying with Anger, which I still have not seen. It's not well rated, but he did that. It's a feature film in 1992.
While a student at NYU, it's an independent film.
He followed it up with a movie called Wide Awake, also not well regarded, in 1998. And then he burst onto the scene a year later with a movie called The Sixth Sense, which blew everybody away.
Indeed.
We had not seen
It was a true phenomenon.
a twist like that since probably Hitchcock, right? Like he was the
Maybe
new kid
ever.
on the block, and it was like, holy shit, just a really. And I should go back. We all should go back and watch at least Wide Awake and see what that's all about. And then he followed up The Sixth Sense with another very popular movie called Unbreakable that people really seem to enjoy. I had some big problems with that one, and that was kind of where I was like, wait, but there's things that are very dumb in this movie that I did not see shades of in The Sixth Sense, because The Sixth Sense is pretty buttoned up.
It's pretty awesome.
It's one of my favorites. I fucking love that movie.
It's like one of those movies. It's almost a Frank movie in the sense that I feel guilty thinking it's so great, but then I think more about it. I'm like, no,
It's great.
It's great.
Oh, I get dusty every time.
So here's I agree with Avery. I'm glad you brought it up or alluded to it. It's a great movie without the twist. The twist puts it over the top, makes it an all-time classic. But it's a very good movie minus the famous twist.
When can I watch this with the boy?
I'm mad that I could never watch it not knowing the twist. I was robbed of that.
Oh, you in the first time?
Yeah, the first time.
See,
Was
like,
it just part of the zeitgeist? You just knew?
Yeah. Because I was too young when it came out. I
Sure.
was like 9. I
Oh,
wasn't going
God.
to get to see this.
I was the right age, man. I was probably a senior in college. It was perfect.
I feel like I got to show this to the kid. You too, maybe, if she can follow. I think he might be like a year away from being able to actually really
To watch The
sink
Sixth
his
Sense?
teeth.
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean?
There's some
To watch
scary
The Sixth
parts.
Sense?
Yeah.
No, it's very troubling.
No. But I think he's like a year away to be able to actually be able to follow along and whatnot. Because I need
Oh,
him
sure,
to
sure,
watch
but
it
but
probably within the
that's-
next year or two before he gets it ruined
He gets
like you did.
Avery'd.
Yeah, before he gets Avery'd.
That's a good point.
I mean, his main thing is blood. Like he's just a real.
No. It's troubling. It's troubling. There's children who die in that. It's pretty upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, kids
No,
die.
no,
He knows about that.
It's upsetting. There's children who drink Drano. It's upsetting.
Oh no, yes.
It's not. It's upsetting.
Right. Well, I need him to watch it before it's too late.
I'm going to send a long text to Jillian.
And then there's a bunch of other movies that now he did a couple TV shows, which obviously were not eligible, as well as
Number
music
5
video.
for me, TV show.
And,
Like his own TV shows, or like he directed episodes of
I
TV
believe
shows?
he directed episodes. Wayward Pines, right?
Number 5 for me, Wayward Pines.
That book, fuck to the ass.
He did one episode of Wayward Pines. He did 5 episodes, Avery, of what is it called? Servant. 5 episodes of Servant.
Really?
He's a very capable
I don't know what Servant is.
director. Oh, you know.
You know, for all of
People
his
like Servant.
foibles and for all the flack he gets, some deservedly so. M. Night Shyamalan is a talented director. We have been over this before. Even in his bad movies, I haven't seen Airbender, but even in some of the bad ones I've seen, there are moments. There are moments that are like well executed. You're like,
Not
that is
Airbender though. Airbender was
that's what I'm
like
saying. I haven't seen that.
I don't know what happened with Airbender because it wasn't his source material and it was an adaptation and his art wasn't in it.
After Earth was pretty bad. Too.
Like Airbender was on. I actually had the clip queued up. It was on my top 5 at one point. It was on my top 5 for the clips to show at the Chinese theater of the most absurd action sequences. It was just bad and sloppy and slow and just it felt like it felt like an 8-year-old boy was given a budget
Sure.
and said, "All right, try and make something here, and you can have a little bit of help, but not much." With the camera moving around and there's like extras waiting to do
I wouldn't know.
on cue. It's almost like he said, all right, once the camera starts going towards you, that's when you start doing your action in unison. It's fucking awful, Brian. I couldn't. The poor kid was just in way over his, oh my God, the last year. Should we watch it together?
That's a watch long.
I don't know, dude. It's just frustrating. All right. And then I did not see Knock at the Cabin, which you did, and I didn't see
Oh, you
The
didn't
Visit.
see it?
You didn't
I
see it?
I didn't see The Visit either.
Don't
so,
see it.
You didn't
so
see
maybe
that
these are, I
right?
don't know, maybe they're.
I thought we talked about. No,
No, you did. You talked about it at length, and you talked about it with Avery because Avery was pissed off that you sold him on it.
Who's
Yeah,
there?
I didn't love that.
All right, so
No.
let's get to our list.
Can I start?
I mean,
Because
let's be honest. We mailed this one in a little bit. I mean, it's kind of easy lifting
oh,
for
I
us.
disagree.
All right, cool. Well,
I mean, yes, easy lifting, but it's the opposite of Alien in. I realized that as I'm making my list and it's shaping up, I'm like,
you don't have time for this, do you?
Is The Village going to be at number 5?
You've never seen?
No, I have seen, and it was number 5 for like most of the week. And I'm like, is The Village really coming in at number 5? That is a mediocre movie that has moments for sure, but I have misgivings, Anderson. And so I looked at his list
As you should,
of movies and realized that I had not seen Airbender, unlikely would make the list. I had not seen Glass, unlikely would make the list.
You haven't seen Glass?
No.
Either way.
But I hadn't seen
Split.
The Visit.
Oh.
And I realized The Visit was supposed to be a decent movie. So I saw The Visit. The Visit is a 2015 film written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Olivia DeJonge. Sorry, I got to sneeze. Oh.
I should say that M. Night has made 16 feature-length movies to this point.
16, really?
Why have you not seen Glass before I forget and we get...
Have you not seen Split?
I saw Split.
Oh, okay.
How have you not seen Glass?
I heard Glass was not good.
But you loved the Unbreakable, so I mean, why wouldn't you watch?
I know. That's how I
thing
was out on that one.
Okay.
But Olivia DeJonge, she played Priscilla Presley in the Elvis movie a couple of years ago. Ed Oxenbould, Deanna Dunnigan, Peter McRobbie, and Catherine Hahn is in this. She was really having a moment there for a while, and I'd like to see more of her in my life. 68% Rotten Tomatoes. This is streaming on HBO Max. So this is a great example, Anderson, of limited storytelling. This is M. Night dabbling with, fully committing to the found footage genre. This is two kids, or the older sister of whom is going to make a documentary about her mother being estranged from the mother's parents, and the kids are going to go stay with the mother's parents, the grandparents, for a week or two or whatever it is, while the mom goes on a cruise, and they're going to go, and she's going to make a documentary about it, hence why we have the movie The Visit. Turns out, not all is as it seems.
Oh.
If you can believe that. I will say, the found footage is kind of a delightful throwback. They don't really make those movies. Those had a bit of a moment for a short period of time. There are a few jump scares that are not really earned. They're really just someone popping into frame. That was annoying.
The cat up on the windowsill.
Similar.
Trope.
And you might like this, or you might not like it at all. The rare instance of poop being used, but not for humor.
Oh, I love that. That's the best.
No, you don't like poop being used as a joke.
You might enjoy this.
Why would I?
Hold on.
My observation being, you hate when poop is used as a scatological joke.
Yeah, I don't like the laziness
Here it
of
is
that.
used in other ways.
As gross? Like it was like
It's
Solo,
very gross.
120 days?
Here's the flaw, though. With all these found footage movies, and I feel like it's why they stopped making them, at a certain point, especially in the third act, when the climax is happening in the final battle or whatever, you're like, why are they still filming? Who's still filming? Well, what is going on?
Inherent problem with the old found
Yes,
footage, like
and
Chronicle.
that
Remember
is-
that? Like they have the battle sequence
Yes.
happening as they're
That
flying
was
high
a
above
clever
Earth.
workaround, but it
Kind
was
of,
still,
but I mean, he's still like worrying about the camera. Like, what are you doing? You're not going to do that.
So there was a certain point where I'm like, bitch, stop filming, run! But
Get that drop.
Nope.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember when this came out, and a lot of people were like,
But it is an effective thriller. It's not great. It's a good little 90-minute movie. It's not a waste of your time, but it is number 5 on my list.
whole lot of chatter because I mean he was coming off the Happening. I mean, Leading the Water, which might be talked about in a minute here, but The Happening, which was not well received. The Last Airbender, which like I said, it might be the worst movie. I just haven't seen the entire thing, but the half that I saw is the worst half of a movie I've ever seen. And then After Earth, which was just like, all right, so M. Night's dead.
Yeah,
He's no
Will
longer.
Smith and his son won a big movie.
His career is now dead. That was in 2013, and then 2015, The Visit, and there was a lot of chatter about M. Night's back. M. Night, and I'm like,
Was definitely above average.
I probably
This is
should
a
have checked
solid
her out.
3-star movie.
I probably should have checked her out. All right, my number 5 is Split. I saw this in the theater in 2016. I remember the trailer got me into it enough to have some interest, and even brought the wife, which is rare. And I like that James McAvoy. Which, by the way, speak no evil, I was going to completely skip that. The more trailers, I saw a second trailer now for Speak.
No interest.
We saw the original,
Yeah.
which was very good. This, I've decided I'm going to watch because McAvoy's killing it
Yeah.
in the trailer, and especially the second trailer.
He's going for it.
And I'm like, you know what? I think this is played for laughs. I think we're supposed to have a good time with this one. I think it's going to be funny, kind of like Funny Games. And I'm now excited to see it.
I
gonna
hope
go
so.
see it.
Because he seems like he's playing a lot of what he played in Split, which is good.
Yes, a
All
lot
I
of
know is
Split.
that
That's why I'm
Split.
bringing it up because he was Oscar worthy.
I was
going
going to say, I truly think if this was, I don't know,
More of
not
a
a
serious
Shyamalan
movie,
movie,
yeah.
more serious. If he was somehow like the villain in Long Legs, he's getting an Oscar nod.
I'm glad you brought up Long Legs because we are derelict in our duty quite often and embarrassingly so. And I keep forgetting to bring this up, but it was brought to my attention that Perkins is not just a name of Oz Perkins. Like, it's not just a coincidence that Oz Perkins, director of Long Legs, has the last name Perkins. Yes, in fact, his father is Anthony Perkins, who...
Well, I mean, so what?
It's kind of cool that his father is fucking Norman Bates.
It's
So,
like, oh, yeah.
I mean, it's nepotism kind of working, I guess, if you like the old Long Legs. Atticus talking to me about Long Legs the other day, like, you know shit. I'm like, dude, quiet. What are you doing? Why are you talking about Long Legs?
Don't say his name.
How do you know that?
I wore my long legs today.
Did you realize that it was a young Anya Taylor-Joy in this film?
Yeah, because her face is hard to imagine as
prominent.
anyone else's.
Unforgettable.
Yeah. Yes, I did. But I think The Witch came out before this, right? This isn't the first time I saw it.
I
Correct.
never saw The Witch.
The Witch was the first
What?
time I saw. Yeah, that's
No, I
Brian.
never saw.
I don't
What?
think Brian, yeah,
What
The
the
Witch came out. Black Phillip came out in 2015.
What the fuck's he
That's
talking
Brian.
about?
It's Brian.
Is the
Why are you
Witch-
surprised?
Is it that good?
What are you? That's like it's like going to dinner and like Hitler says something anti-Semitic. You're like, well, what the fuck, Hitler? No, I mean that's his thing. He doesn't see things that are
I
good.
like the comparison.
I wish I could disagree, but that's apt.
I mean, I had a great dinner tonight,
See
but the
See it. What
Fuhrer
do
was
you
being very anti-Semitic.
See it, Eggers. What are you doing?
Eh,
What's wrong with you, Anya Eggers?
Yeah, well, I don't think he would appreciate it. I
sound
don't.
like you're ordering a diner.
The Witch is great for what it is.
No, it's
arduous,
spectacular.
so
No, it is not.
It is. It's a tough watch. I mean, you can't understand what they're saying half the time. It's like it's true. It's honest. It's like a horror film you had never seen before. Do
fucking
you imagine this
glorious.
man enjoying it?
See, that's the tough thing with Brian is it's insulting that he hasn't seen it, but I also don't want to do myself
Well,
the
that's my whole
disservice
bit.
of hearing him tear it apart.
Yeah, that's where
And that
it gets scary.
And
You get
it was
into,
a little
like-
scary because you want
is streaming
to
on apps.
smash because you want to smash.
You get very angry, and then you find yourself in a position where you have to say something nice about him, and all these memories come flooding into your head, and you're like, "Fuck!" His wife is watching me not say anything nice about
I don't
him.
know if I've ever related to you more. I'm playing all this in my head, and Brian never see this movie.
Wait, you see the lighthouse? You see the lighthouse? Bye.
no.
That's God punishing you by turning off the light.
Are you going to see Nosferatu?
I might have to.
It's unnecessary, but yes.
Why? It's
I
Christmas.
saw an older woman walking out of the post office today, and she was a dead ringer for Willem Dafoe. And I'm like, what do I do with this information? I can't tell my son because he doesn't know who Willem Dafoe is. I
Should-
can't tell her because that's an insult.
Oh,
She was-
the witch is 90% around tomatoes. Look.
She had a giant dick.
Uncomfortably though. What was it? Wait, what was it? What was the quote?
Confusing.
What?
Confusing.
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 That was the description of how big it is. Hey, did you see the pole? No, the high jumper, I think, or a pole
Yes.
vaulter? He knocked the pole off with his dick.
With his other
yeah,
confusingly
it's
gotta
large
be
penis.
conflicting.
That's
Right?
not bad.
It's like, fuck, I would have liked that medal, but now everyone knows.
Well, I was joking. Imagine your dick was so big it made you bad at your job. It's pretty big.
All right, we gotta keep moving.
Pretty big.
Sorry, that was my fault. All my fault.
You digressed. Number.
So your number 5 was Brian's never seen The Witch.
What other job could your dick make you bad at? I don't know. If like your dick too big for your job, like what other job? Pants dryer on her? Underwear
underwear
model?
model?
That would be
Yeah.
good.
Underwear model. You're probably like, dude, you can't.
That'd make you good, I think.
Bull
right?
rider.
Bull rider could, yeah. Well, let me think. What jobs hurt me?
Unicyclist.
Okay.
What job could I never do?
Did not like the end. All right, never mind. Not gonna talk about the boys on this show.
Number 4 for me. Film Anderson has not seen Knock at the Cabin. Knock at the Cabin is a decent movie.
Avery.
2022 film. It is pretty good.
That's accurate.
It's above average. Would you not say it's a 3-star film?
It is a 3-star film. Now the debate is whether or not that is above average.
Oh, it's supposed to rate down the middle.
But it is certainly 3 stars.
Sure. Yes, it is ever so slightly above average. 3 out of 5, 66%. Sorry, 60%. And it broke a bit of a losing streak, starring, of course, Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff from Hamilton.
Groff.
Yeah, it was. Hold on, my notes here. Yeah, this was a perfectly fine movie. I think, like Avery probably alluded to, its lack of a twist was kind of a twist, but I appreciated that it delivered on what it promised. If it makes sense.
Yeah, it was so unsurprising that it frustrated me. You could see, I felt like I had precognition. I could predict what was going to happen in the next 5 minutes until the movie ended.
At every point.
Yes. Yeah. So nothing surprised me, and I was hoping for a little more Shyamalan.
That's the worst.
But it really felt like I was waiting for this to play
It's
out.
one thing to not have a twist. It's another thing to just like be on the nose
predictable.
about everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for me is Trap. Next.
Is that true?
That is 100% true.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Number 4 for me, M. Night Shyamalan, is Trap.
You
it was
liked
the 4th best
Trap more than Split. Than McAvoy's performance.
Insane.
Because, and I think it's because, like, you know that annoying friend and you expect more from them and you want more from them, but they're kind of like the guy that's like always loud at the game or something, and it's like, but then you're just like, you start to appreciate like his stupidity and his
drunken shenanigans.
Yeah, and you're like, you know what? Okay, like there's something cozy, and like I would like to see another M. Night Shyamalan movie maybe tonight, because now I'm just like forgiving. I'm like, you know what? He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a fuck.
Everything you're saying.
Does he not care about the audience?
Oh, very much not. So.
Is that what it is?
Well, everything you're
like
saying
above
adds
it?
up. Yet there's no way Trap is better than Split. That's insane.
Oh, I don't know. Just
Number 3
switch
for
'em.
me is Split.
Okay. Flip them. You're not going to like my number 3 at all.
Is it Lady in the Water?
It's Lady in the fucking water. Have you
God.
seen Lady in the Water?
I have not.
Lady in the Water is a fun ride. It's him having fun with characters
pretty
more
dumb.
than he did in any other movie, including Old, where he was really trying to have some fun with the characters, I think. But Lady in the Water had a ton of really fun characters. Paul Giamatti killed it. Bryce Dallas Howard was good. You could feel and I think people didn't know how to take this movie. And once what's his fuck showed up with the one giant arm, I'm like, oh, this movie is like absurd. It's like over the top absurd comedy. And the fact that they don't call it a comedy, it's just wrong. This movie is like a fantasy comedy, if there is such a thing. Like, how often do you see fantasy comedies?
Princess Bride.
Labyrinth.
Sure.
I've not seen that Labyrinth.
Is that a comedy?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So, for the wrong person.
Jeffrey Wright's in there. I mean, it's got Freddie Rodriguez, and I knew him from 6 Feet Under. Like I was watching that at the time. He's the guy with the one big arm.
By this film.
It feels like homework. Is it not homework?
It's dumb.
It's not. It's really dumb. But he knew it was dumb. This is a type of premise where
It's
you know it's dumb going in, but you still have fun with the characters, and it's about all these different characters that all know each other inside this one little like apartment complex, and there's something kind of strange going on in the water that Paul Giamatti knows about, but all like his neighbors are like they all have their own spice and their own fun, and I like it. I liked it just fine.
I can't begrudge you what you like, I guess. We have to
look
break,
what we're dealing with.
Is that
Whose idea was this?
Avery.
It's true.
We taking a break?
What was your number 3? Did you do your number 3?
I did
mine was Split. I blew past
mine was
it
Lady
in
the Water.
Crossover.
All right, let's do some Amazon.
You ran by it.
You're
button hugging me. Jesus.
We'll go over the interesting and notable Amazon purchases made through the link that exists over there on Anderson.
And if you click through with Lady in the Water, I've been told numerous times that I'm wrong on this and that it's a terrible movie. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit more than I thought I would. All right, don't hold me accountable.
Says the host of the movie show. All right, next. By myself, turning hours into days. All right, thank you everyone for continuing to support the show by tapping the Amazon banner or a link, whatever, that sits on AndersonandBryan.com. We appreciate you getting all sorts of interesting and notable things, such as...
Oh.
Did I button it? There we go. Someone's redecorating. Someone purchased a Round Hill Furniture 5-drawer chest, a Round Hill Furniture 7-drawer dresser, and a Round Hill Furniture finished sleigh bed. Hey, thanks. Sorry, got a little bubble in my throat. Let me take a little sip of water. Right. Now we're talking. Someone got a Bluetti portable power station. Savoy Savoy equipment wall rack system, and 3 Savoy equipment rack holders. Holly Home lazy chair with foldable ottoman. 20,000 10-up shipping address labels. Sending out pizzas. God bless. Coleman Sky Dome camping tent, Samsung 2TB internal SSD, Incel automotive smoke machine, automotive, Ninja Professional Plus Duo blender, 3 packs of iHealth COVID-19 rapid tests. Did to buy those? I feel like your insurance will give it to you for free. Gillette Men, thank you for supporting the show. In all seriousness. Gillette Men's razor blade refills. 2 Hello Kitty girls pajama sets. 2 Tacticolor nylon dog collars. Braun electric shaver head replacement. Electric shaver head replacement. Zwilling 7-inch cheese. Chinese vegetable cleaver. New Balance men's shoes. Coleman insulated 50-quart cooler. Extreme Max 7-position snowmobile lift. Pet. So I'm confused. Is this Pet AC? Is this Pet AC? It's PATAC. Pet AC gear. Tactical dog harness. Easy for you to say. Lifesavers. Winto green breath mints.
Lightsabers.
Oh, I was sold life. It says here maybe
Lightsabers.
You know what? Maybe they got it wrong. And finally, I need to know, please, listener, hit me up if this works. I'm asking for a friend, of course, but I'd like to know what the benefits are of the Nioxin scalp and hair thickening system.
It's a system.
Doesn't work. I'd like to know.
It's a system.
It's a system, is what it says, right?
No, but the Deadpool. It's a system.
It's a system.
It's a system.
Well done. Forgot about that.
Players.
Quite enjoyable.
Here are the movies. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person.
What?
It's a mouthful.
That's a movie.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
Of ungoodly films?
Yeah, it's one of those. I hardly remember that movie.
I know. Really, it's like meringue. Like calorie free.
It kind of is. Yeah. Monkey Man was clicked through.
Oh, Monkey Man.
In a violent nature as well as Snack Shack. Fuck the S with the Snack Shack. The Dead Don't Hurt was clicked through as well as Titan. An incredible but true. Nailed it. That's it. That's the end of the list. It was a short
Well
list
done.
this week. Not many people wanted to click through and see movies.
Look, they saw our asses live.
They were going to see Trap numerous
right.
times. Trap. I hope the next trailer is I keep hearing that woman that was in your theater who was messed up. I really hope the next one's Trap because I want to see the trailer for Trap.
She was yelling. I really hope it's Trap.
It's like they're taking requests in the projectionist booth.
It's going to be you with the next
Holding
movie.
up a sign.
Hey, Trap was good, all right? Maybe there's some recency bias there. I don't know what's happening, Brian.
What is happening?
There's an earthquake in Kern County. You know how fucking far away that is? Do you know how far away your Kern County is?
Yeah, like 3 hours by car.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah, we're not
it
gonna feel
Fresno?
Bakersfield. Yeah.
We're
Or
not
Bakersfield, yeah.
That's like Fresno.
They're just showing off. They're like, you know what? People in LA aren't going to feel this, but let's show them our capabilities.
Wait.
Oh, I feel it.
Oh yeah, there is one coming
There
out.
is.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, it's still rolling. It's one of the rollies.
How big was it in Kern County?
That must have been pretty goddamn big in Kern.
That's insane. That's
Bakersfield
3
is
hours
level.
away?
Yeah,
Oh, I think of King County. Yeah, Kern County. That's far away.
it is far. Might
No,
still be.
it's done.
I
think
feel
it's
a little-
done.
I feel a bit in my butt.
No, I'm still feeling it. It's rolling still.
Go fix it.
What? There's not any way to talk to your wife who's
During an
experiencing
emergency?
a natural disaster.
Do we think Tessa felt anything?
Hey, if you guys are living in Bakersfield or
Sorry,
thereabouts,
we
and
just
like
got
this is a huge fucking thing, and as we're recording this, we're like making little like jokies. Apologies.
It's a 5.7, so
That's
decent
it,
size.
or 5.7 here.
They're there.
That's kind of big, no?
Yeah, that's medium size.
All right,
The
wind's big.
Northridge is like 6.7, and the Bay Area quake that I was in was like
I don't like
Really?
the way the
Northridge was
scientists-
just 6'7"?
well, look
Look
it up, maybe.
Each
Look it up,
You
maybe
could
I'm wrong.
have blamed
I
that on the
wasn't
earthquake. You just knocked over some water onto the board,
That wasn't me.
and you could
That
have
was
said it was the
nature.
earthquake, but we would have all.
It was.
But I don't like how they like each point up is like exponentially. It's not just like a straight
Yeah.
line. It's like, and then when
It's
we
a
go up
curve.
one more point, it's like even like triple what it was the point before. It's like
Yeah,
let's
6'7". You're right.
Wow.
So this is pretty
Wow.
big.
Can that be a gambling?
But if we were getting it, it took that long to get here. They were getting it up in Kern County. It was happening. They were getting that as it was
They
happening,
can-
probably.
They, what about? Oh, they can supposedly predict these earthquakes
She
now,
came to
like
give us a report about the
somewhere
chandelier.
between
Was that?
10 and 30 seconds at a time. Hence why I got the alert.
What? Oh, I wonder if they got it 10 to 30 seconds before we did, though, is what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying.
see.
Because it obviously hit there first, and then it has a ripple effect, Brian. It
I've
ripples.
heard this.
All right. What's your number 3?
Number
should
2.
Should we cancel the show?
Number 2 should be obvious. It is Unbreakable.
Wait, we didn't go back. We didn't go do
Oh.
back to the program.
Oh, wait, back to the earthquakes.
Jesus.
Back to the program.
All right.
I wonder how many podcasts were actually podcasted during that earthquake. I wonder.
We were the only one on Earth.
Getting on wax.
All right, guys. Number 2 for me, as alluded to earlier, a second ago, is Unshakable. Get it? See what I just did?
Right.
Unbreakable in 2000. A film written and directed by Shyamalan. I went back and looked at my original notes for Unbreakable, and this is a movie I said, definitely a movie that needs a sequel.
And then you didn't see the seek. I wonder if I go back and watch that, and I'll be okay with all of the absurdity and the. I mean, to really hammer this one, I had
What's
have to
the
talk
absurdity?
about the like twists and whatnot. I'm not going to do that right here, but there's so many better ways to go about
Well, I liked
his
Unbreakable.
objective. I know
This
you
is
did.
one of the films that I think is actually really good.
When you just think about the sample size and what he's actually looking for, it makes no sense.
that's needlessly
Mathematically,
elaborate.
makes
Needlessly-
no sense.
He's literally, yes, the
what I'm
lengths he
saying?
goes to.
I think there's better ways to go about it, right? But I get it for the sake of the story, he just throws common sense out the window so that he can continue barreling down the road with his story.
Yes, the body count, the toll, as it were, is high.
And it's not going to get you, or it shouldn't mathematically get you where you need to be, where he ends up, which is foolish, stupid.
It's needlessly elaborate.
I would say. All right.
That's it. I very much enjoyed Unbreakable. I love the scene with the kid and the gun. It's great.
All right, number 2 for me is a movie that I saw a couple times in the theater. It was frustrating as can be, but I really enjoyed my time with Signs. I
Really?
like that Signs quite a bit.
That's number 2 on your list.
It's number 2. It was frustrating as could be, and I've said it
Wow.
plenty of times. On one hand, it's impressive that he could keep that much tension going without actually being out in the field and seeing the destruction. And that's part of it, is we're claustrophobic. We're trapped inside this little farmhouse when all the crazy action is happening outside of it. But that said, I was frustrated because I wanted to get outside the farmhouse and see the aliens wreaking havoc, right? I wanted to see that shit. There is one shot in there that's just absolutely ass, and I hate it. It's when the hands go underneath the cupboard door when they're in the pantry, and it's like that digital like slow motion where it's like stuttery. Oh, it's just so bad. It's so bad. But Gibson was good in it. Joaquin was great in it. Culkin, fantastic.
Swing away, Meryl.
There's some good things, but
I enjoyed this quite a bit.
Yeah,
Really?
I
Yeah,
like the
I
Siggins.
like Signs. I'm high on Signs.
Siggins.
All right.
There's a lot to like the tone, the vibes of it.
am I wrong for liking The Village more than this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fuck the
yeah.
Village really hard. I hate that movie. I got
That's
angry.
my number 1. Number
I
one
felt
is
swindled. I felt very, very swindled
my number one.
because they sell you on one thing and you get another.
Do I need to see The Village again?
No, and Adrian Brody is doing something that none of us
Oh,
should like.
even the fact that I kind of like it, I don't really like it. I would say
No, I know, but it's one of those. I kind of liked it when I saw it,
there's some good things.
but I was also a dumb child.
It's just 100% misdirection. right?
Yeah.
And have you seen Dogtooth yet?
No.
So do that.
Yeah.
Because you'll get a similar payoff. Well, similar message, but much better payoff.
This is that's your number 2. This is one of those weeks where, for me at least, the number 1, while obvious, and I would like to pivot, it's got to be the number 1. Talking about signs. The Sixth Sense, of course, from 1999.
Do people think that was like a bad edit?
That was good.
Or should we all laugh to make
Here's
sure
some fun facts about this movie. Shockingly, just 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Excuse me, 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is number 89 on AFI's list of top 100 movies. It is number 50 on the WGA's list of best ever screenplays. It was nominated for 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. Number 1 in the box office for 5 straight weeks. The first film since Titanic turned $20 million at the box office for 5 straight weeks. And at the time, it was the 9th highest grossing film of all time.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, everything you just said, ditto. My number 1 is the old Sixth Sense.
It's magnificent.
It's very, very good. Can't wait to watch it with my son tomorrow.
Maybe, is it the best Frank movie ever made?
Why is it a Frank movie, though? You already said earlier that it's not a Frank movie.
Just because it's so, I don't know, man, like the appeal is so wide and so...
How so? It's not that wide of a movie. A kid who wanders around seeing dead people with Bruce Willis not shooting like tons of guns. Like,
yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm being hypercritical.
There's a lot. It's very macabre. There's a lot of suicide and death.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I
And
just saw the
emotional.
listener this week. It's very good.
It's topical.
All right. Avery, what do the people think?
The people, the listener list compiled by the Goose. We can also put a face to
I
it.
can put a face to the Goose.
Yeah, the
All these
Goose.
years I've been talking to the Goose.
Goose. I know him well. The Goose, number
He
5.
didn't strike me as very goose-like.
No, I was surprised by the
Goose
Goose.
was not what I was expecting.
I was expecting a frat boy.
Same.
Didn't get. I think I'm just going off the name more than
Yes.
anything, you know, because the Goose sounds like a frat boy.
Like a 25-year-old guy who just pounds beers.
Yeah, like the Goose is bringing the case. Don't worry about it. The Goose has got it.
Goose is on it.
Yeah, the Goose is on it.
Hide the chicks, dude. The fucking Goose.
Oh
is
shit!
here.
The Goose,
here.
hide your girlfriends. The Goose is on his way over.
The Goose has made landfall.
Oh, the Goose, number 5 for the listeners. Split.
Fair.
Feels fucking low.
That's
Yeah, I
my
know,
number.
too low.
That's my number 5. Where's Trap coming in?
Well, number 4 for the listeners. It's a tie between The Visit and Lady in the Water.
Ooh, tight.
No.
Smart kids.
Number 3 is Unbreakable.
Really?
Number
Number
2 is Signs.
is Siggins, and number 1
that's a
is, of course, The Last
Airbender.
Airbender.
How?
No, it's happening.
I thought for sure Unbreakable would have been higher on the list. I'm pleased to see that it's Siggins, and I'm not alone there. Other movies that are made by the old M. Night, which have not been mentioned
Did he
here.
do After Earth? Was that him?
That was After Earth. Yes.
Oh,
that
my
one has been
Christ.
mentioned.
Mentioned on the
That
show.
one was mentioned. He did After Earth. Let's see other ones that were not mentioned though. So
Just
besides
now, The
Unbreakable,
Happening, and of course, Old.
Last Airbender, After Earth, and
Honestly, I would have
Old. Yeah, Old.
considered Old for number 5.
Old is really,
It
really.
would have been a short thought.
But I think now I finally get him.
Would
I
you
do.
like Old?
I think I might enjoy Old more because
Old
I
is
think that
Fucking terrible.
he's got to be writing this stuff and chuckling, right? He's got to be chuckling. If
Yeah,
I
but
could see him
Pretzel
writing,
Lady is hilarious.
if I could walk by whatever fucking Starbucks he's doing his writing in, and just like give a glancing stare as I walk by the window, and I see him
he's
kind of
all
like
giggling.
pausing and like giggling to him, like kind of covering his mouth, like. I think that makes me like the movies a whole lot more, right?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Because if he's laughing, if we can all laugh at Old, that's a fun movie, right? And it's its own thing. Because they don't make comedy. Like, what are they? What would they even be? Like, what's the genre?
They're chamois.
They're not funny enough to be horror
They're
comedies.
fantastical comedies.
Fantasy comedies?
Are they fantasy? Like Old, I guess, is a fantasy, right? Because like it's a beach where they
I don't know
make
what
you
to
old.
think.
I think he's doing his own thing,
Are
and
they
we just
fantasy thrillers?
they're comedies, Brian.
Are they
I
like-
think that's what we're
Are
getting.
they like surreal dramedies?
Oh, sorry, comedy thrillers is what I meant to say.
Yeah, maybe they're Hitchcockian comedies.
I don't know where to go
The
with
Coen
this.
brothers were already kind of trying to do that a little bit, though, right? I don't know. I think he's making his own shit, and I think maybe we were wrong, or I was wrong.
Maybe we're reading this man wrong.
I need to go back to it, but I can't. See, now here's the problem, Bri. And Avery, I want to watch The Visit, but I'm not going to come in here and flick fest The Visit next week. You know what I mean? So for the sake of the show, I won't watch The Visit. I won't watch.
That's how you maintain your priority.
It just doesn't feel like fair to the listeners for me to listen to me talk about The Visit next week. You know what I mean? But I want to like check in with this other shit that I've missed and see if I was wrong.
Yeah, The Visit has a lot of what you're talking about. Like.
Does anyone know this man? Does he snicker while writing his shit? When he's on set, is he like, this is going to be hilarious? Let's shoot this. Ready?
You guys, don't tell anyone. We're making a comedy.
Maybe everyone knows it's on set, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a secret amongst the crew.
But why would it be a secret? Because I think it can make
don't
you like it
tell
more.
the audience.
All right. Let's. Hey, I got to assign you a movie from the listeners, Bri.
Oh, yes, please.
The listeners have assigned both of us. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We're going to go with Nick Eats Cake, who was just at the live show. So nice to meet the old Nick Eats Cake in person, because we've been going back and forth for a while now. And he has such a particular cadence and tone to his voice, and it was very nice to put a face to that voice. So Emily, 2022's Emily, will be watched by us for Nick Eats Cake. It's the 6th assignment.
And he was kind enough to gift me 2 Blu-rays, which I appreciate. Haven't had a chance to crack them open yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
And it's going to be kind of hard to find, Emily. Gosh darn it. Because...
No, stream on Hoopla.
There it is.
It can be.
As far as like what it is.
130 minutes. How dare you, Nick?
Nick. Come on now, Nick.
What have you done? I got to edit a goddamn documentary.
I don't know about any...
I got to look at myself.
Nick, I don't like period drama, don't like tragic romance, don't like biography, drama, history, or romance.
Is this about Emily Bronte?
It's a lot of fucking shit. Oh, Nick. Okay.
Emily Bronte!
That's what we'll be watching. Fantastic.
Gambling.
Yes.
Please.
Last week we gambled on the aforementioned trap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anderson guessed 57.
Oh, shit.
Brian guessed 52. With 128 reviews, the actual Rotten Tomatoes score is 54.
What is
that? Did I win?
Is that a tie?
Making Brian the winner by 1 point.
Oh,
Stupid,
finally.
Stupid, dumb, and fat. Stupid, dumb, and fat.
Point.
All right.
What is stupid, dumb, fat?
The fact that you won by a point.
Oh, I see.
Stupid, dumb, and fat.
Let's double check on Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
Yeah, because maybe it moved. Let's see.
Nope. It was locked in. Locked in.
Let's see if it moved. I feel like because there's been an earthquake, you should not assign me.
I mean, it might have moved it.
Might have moved the
I
needle.
looked at it for a minute. I was like, oh my God, it moved. No.
Did it move?
Stayed the same.
Yes. All right. I'm holding your fucking... You know what?
You still owe me a movie or two, right?
No, I don't. Rand, of all people, said to me, I'm so glad, Brian. I said, stop right there. He said, I'm so glad that you're the only one I know who's seen Sing Sing. It's a great movie. I said, I know, it's great.
It's not playing anywhere, Bri.
It is playing. It is playing.
Like 2 minutes from your house.
You'll be seeing it.
An hour and a half from my house.
It's playing in Burbank. It's playing...
It's not playing anywhere.
You can get
It's not playing.
You can get to it.
Rand and I don't line up.
Will be seen by you.
Rand and I do not line up on our appreciation of films. We do with documentaries, but not anything else.
Okay. Well, good news. You get to see Sing.
Sweet.
You'll get to sing.
All right. Have you Flick Festa yet?
No.
All right. It's going to be Oscar. It's going to be like up for awards and stuff, right?
Of course.
We're all going to talk about it come award season. So I got to see it. Okay. Very good.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't up for at least a few awards.
Sweet. All right. Let's gamble and get the fuck out of here.
Let's do it.
This week we're gambling on the much anticipated Borderlands.
I don't know what to make of this movie.
I
think it's absolute trash, but maybe it's going to be
surprising. What was the one with
surprising.
Chris Pine that felt so similar to this? The one 3 years ago.
What, Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
This feels nothing like this. This
Feels nothing like it.
No, it feels like Suicide Squad or or what's that one that you loved that was just balls?
The Suicide Squad.
No, the Vegas backdrop. I fucking hate that movie so much. Death Squad. Or
the Netflix film.
What was it? No, it was the David Ayers movie. Oh, I fucking hate this movie so much. What was it called? They're flipping through the air and stuff.
Smoking Aces?
No, and hold on.
Smoking Aces.
I have no idea.
Vegas backdrop. I don't know what he's talking about.
The one with
David Ayer.
Tig Notaro, where they replaced what's his fuck was Vegas.
Hold on. So, was this? Oh.
Kim's Video.
What's the one from a few years ago on Netflix where they replaced Chris D'Elia with Tig Notaro? It was like a zombie movie.
What
Yeah.
is
She
that?
was a mechanic. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Not David Ayer?
I didn't love it.
You love that movie.
No.
What was it called?
What was it called? And it wasn't
Day,
David
Day
Ayer.
of the Dead. Dawn of the Day.
Day of the Dead?
Dead of the Day.
Day of the Dead, I think. Right?
No.
What was it called? Something like
I
that.
have no idea. It was pretty.
Who made it?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the
Was it
Dead.
really?
That's
That
what.
was Zack Snyder.
Oh,
It's pretty
see,
mid.
in my head, same
Pretty
guy.
mid.
Probably
Are you
not
sure
fair.
It's the same movie?
It looks
I
very
think so.
similar, right? Doesn't it look like the same vibe?
No. Okay, sorry. Borderlands.
Borderlands.
Fucking
What is
demon.
Kate Blanchett doing?
The only trailers I've seen for this have included the title of the movie at the top as well as the release date.
That's never good. That's not ever good.
No.
Eli Roth, what are you doing? What's happening? Such a smart, another very, very intelligent man.
Sing.
He is buying a second home.
PG-13. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This game is R-rated.
Now, if this was,
That's such a mistake.
I know it's pulling punches left and right. If this was directed by, let's say, Luc Besson, I'd be all in, right?
There's a world in which this is a fantastic movie. Not this one as it is, but
Right,
this
there's
could have
another
been
universe.
adapted.
Sorry, who's
Yes.
the director? Eli Roth?
Eli Roth here. It just looks like we've seen all of this before, right?
It's got real Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, yeah?
All right, I'm ready to give you my.
I have no fucking idea. I gotta go bold here. Do I go high
Be bold.
bold?
All right, let's go. I got to get out of here. On three.
Hey, Canelo, be bold.
Be bold. All right, you ready? On three.
Be bolder.
No, on three. One,
Wait. Okay.
1, 2, 38.
83. Oh,
We-
wow.
transverse.
Opposite.
Wow.
It's going to be a 0.
For Borderlands, Anderson guessed 38. Brian guessed
Oh, fuck.
83.
What have I done?
There are currently no
Oh, that's a great
reviews.
sign.
I think mathematically I should have probably stayed closer to 50 just to, but still.
So what's the in between for this?
Like if it was like 55 or above, I think you win. Something close to that. All right, let's go. I got to rock. I got to
I don't
roll.
feel good about this. Damn it.
There's pee on me.
Did I say 83? I meant 53.
I wish I did 53 because then I wish I did 82. That would be great for me.
Yeah, really.
38 is low. Wow, you're really.
Well, I think it's going to be awful. I mean, Eli Roth.
I don't think you're wrong, but
What's the last Eli
Well,
Roth
it has
movie
better
that got a
chance to be
decent?
mid than awful.
Eli Roth has consistent. Like he wants.
it's
to
just
have,
rare that a guess is that low.
Like Thanksgiving was the last one. What did that get? Can you look up Thanksgiving?
White meat, dark meat, all will be carved.
Let me see. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Thanks, Nate Balcom,
Really?
for this very
Do
upsetting.
you want to guess what Thanksgiving got?
Was it something high, like 78 or
Do you
something?
want to guess?
78.
I'm going to go low.
Guessing
55.
with 152 reviews, it got 84%.
Whoa.
What a one.
How
What a
was
one.
that not seen? Was that good?
I mean, I feel like we all saw enough with the trailer, so I didn't dip.
Nate Balcom with the listener art. That's very upsetting.
You know what's more upsetting is that we're still going. Let's go.
Sorry. Who assigned us the film, Anderson? You have the name? Tyler?
Nick eats cake. Oh,
Oh.
Tyler Booth.
Tyler Booth, thank you for Jujutsu. Hope you guys enjoy Kim's video if you take the dip.
Have you seen Terrifier?
No.
Oh, Bri. So excited to be assigning this to you as we lead up to the fall. You're going to be seeing Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and the Terrifier 3 is supposed to pull out all the stops,
Oh.
as those stops were made in the first couple. So we're going to see where it would direct. Not since Human Centipede have we had a filmmaker really going for it with the gross out, horrific, over the top.
I am not excited about this.
Oh, you're gonna. I think you might find the comedy, especially the second one. Very
All
fun.
right. The Lounge Act is our listener artist this week, our feature artist. Check them out, andersonandbrian.com. Thank you to our listeners, our supporters, our Patreon members. Appreciate all of you. Also, go to Instagram, Anderson and Brian. Go to TikTok, Anderson and Brian. Go to The Film Vault on Twitter, The Film Vault on Facebook, and The Film Vault Podcast on YouTube. Thanks to everyone who helps the show go, not just the live show, but our weekly show talking about The Goose. Erica, thank you. Michael, hey guy. Drake, good to see you, good to meet you. And of course, Giovanni, longtime supporter of the show. Appreciate all of you. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thefilmvault. If you want to see the live show, it is available to everyone at the $10 a month or above levels. Amazon Banner lives over there, AndersonandBryan.com. And until next time,
we do it for Van Gogh.